Good morning, people. It is Wednesday, the 26th of March. Welcome to TDA, the day after, your favorite news platform and the home of popular culture as defined by the culture. And as always, we are hosted by the best. You know what it is?
The Comet E-Man, the pro-black activist, TDA producer and news analyst, melanin jam-packed.
And it is your boy, 6 foot plus of pure temptation, big marks from the east side of the bridge. What's going on, people?
How's life, man?
It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. Well, I'm trying to get some shit sorted for Sunday. I didn't even realize it was Mother's Day. It's Mother's
Sunday?
Day and Eid. And I've got an event. It's killing me. Hopefully these people will prioritize. You get what I'm saying? And just do the right thing.
Might need to change the branding, man. Just do like pen game, Bismillah at the bottom or something. You know what I'm
Something
saying?
for the mumsies and that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Someone just flipping cancelled on me as well. I'm screwed. But we're going to make it work. Well, one for you, you all right?
Can't complain, man. You know, I'm here.
Yeah. Are we live yet, Brent? Yeah.
Yeah.
Here it is.
You may not see it on X because the updaters now look to stop me from putting it there. But don't worry about that.
What update? X's update?
Nah. It's Ecamm. They've done something where it is the restream isn't connecting, and restream normally looks to take the same feed and gives it to X. So you may not see it on X.
I was going to repost it. X does all right sometimes, don't it?
Definitely. There's normally quite a lot of people listening on X, provided that obviously you give that little touch. Your touch is like the Midas touch, isn't it? Are you aware?
What do you mean?
Everything you touch, it just turns to gold.
Is it?
You're aware?
I don't know.
Are you aware?
What's good, man? Who's in the chat?
Let me do a little roll call. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Priz, Mr. Ashlows, Corporate Prince, T, Davina, Amy Snow Globe, DCF Mooks, Bex, TT, Sazana, JW, Energy, Gin and Gist, Reese Roberts, Antonia Hansen, 9 Ether. We had a fantastic conversation yesterday, Mags. You missed it, man.
About?
What was it about? Jamaican cuisine
Okay.
and customer service.
Oh, those not even cliches, stereotypes, negative stereotypes.
Yeah. That was wrong. Negative stereotypes, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Was there any substance to the
There's
grapes?
always substance, man.
No, man, I don't like what you're putting on my people.
No. What are you talking about? Nothing but good things. And I think we had somebody going back and forth with Demi, and it wasn't Emmanuel.
Oh, I swear.
Yeah. And I think
I'm in another level now. So, go on, man.
a guy called Joshua. He was very well spoken. He let us know that he was mixed race, though.
What does that mean?
I didn't know at the time, but I celebrated it. Really celebrated it.
Did you get to learn what it meant, or like
No,
after the
I
conversation?
didn't want to focus on it because I didn't want to distract him from his mission, which was good. It was back and forth. He was given a nice take on how we in this particular room, probably not Emmanuel, myself and Esther probably, who just talk about Trump supporters and just negatively just see them in a particular way just because they support Trump. Yeah, and we had a little discussion on that, but it was nice. It was spirited.
Was he a Trump supporter?
I don't know if he called in to basically to say or show that. What he said, I don't think he needs to be a Trump supporter to convey that. He was just saying that based on what we were saying, it might be a little misinformation.
Okay, he's not impartial enough.
Maybe. Yeah. But anyway, it was all good. He was a new caller, and I always like new callers, innit? It tells me the type of people, tune into this.
But you don't think all Trump supporters are bad people?
No, me. I don't think so. No, wait, stop. I don't think all Trump supporters are the same.
Okay.
So if I've met one, it doesn't mean that I've met them all. So some people can just like Trump because of one of the policies that is bulldozing through. And in essence, if they articulate that, some people might just call them Trump supporters. And with saying Trump supporters, it comes with certain stigmas and stereotypes, right? It comes with a certain profile. And I don't think everybody should don that jacket.
Okay,
I think that's unfair. That's just me, though.
that makes sense.
Yeah, that's me, though. Because you're a Trump supporter.
No,
Why do you say though?
because I don't support him.
But some of his policies you do.
I don't really know his policies, but I told you, I don't have a horse in the race, and regardless of what type of human he is or how he is, he is thoroughly entertaining.
And I guess you're an example. You're proof of concept. Because Joshua could be in that same boat. He could just be impartial, objective, and hear something that is incorrect and call in to say, wait, that's correct. But because he's doing that in that particular time, he might be seen as a Trump supporter. And this is what I'm saying. I don't know if I can call him a Trump supporter because of that.
I'm probably leaning towards some of the sentiments that E-Man shares as well, though.
About
just
Trump?
because Trump is so terrible and so bad, or whatever, it doesn't mean the other side are so amazing.
No, wait, why do you go there?
Because it plays into it, innit? Sometimes when he's defending, like it's both sides. Because people prefer that what they might call the lesser evil or the devil they know or whatever like that. You get what I'm trying to say? So it's like Trump's so bad they want to go to. But it's like the other side, they're not great or good people.
Yeah.
Either.
Yeah.
I think it's important.
Yeah. It's also important when it is Trump's doing bad stuff that it's highlighted in the same vim as when the other side's doing bad stuff. Because the man does do that. He highlights the bad stuff on the other side. You know?
Why is it just as important?
To be consistent. No?
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. But to me, I feel like it's not as important. It's important, but not as important because
To highlight what the other side are doing.
yeah, just as much. I'm saying because I think we are already so many of us are already on a particular side that you need to focus more on why this is a problem. That's kind of how I'm seeing it. You know what I mean? Because if not, if you give the same amount of attention to both, then you stay on the side you're on. Do you get what I'm saying? And you haven't explored the other side. The other side could be horrible, but explore it more. Don't just act as though the side you're on is the place you're meant to be, the paradise. Do you get what I'm saying? So put more attention to that floor.
Do you get what you're saying?
I understand the words that he's using.
Because it's English, yes.
I'll probably review that on the name of fairness. Just highlight both sides.
If you
Because
claim
if you
to be
don't,
objective.
especially if you claim to be objective, because if you don't, then that's how you end up with a reputation that you have, and people can misconstrue the things that you're saying, or your point is missed, and then people have you down as a Trump supporter.
But it's more so, 100%. This is what I'm saying. Like, you definitely have to highlight both of them, innit? But if, for example, if somebody, I don't know, every day of their life, they just walk to wherever they're going, and you're trying to show them, listen, it might be better to ride a bike, and you're giving the same amount of attention to both, if it in their mind is just a draw, then they're just going to continue walking because they're already on that side. Do you get what I'm saying? Sometimes you have to show them how much better the other side could be, or show them how much different the other side could be. You know what I'm saying? Because they're not in the middle. They're on one side already. Do you get what I'm saying?
See, but even then, someone could take that as you saying, show them how great Trump is.
Thank you very much.
No,
Thank you very much. I didn't want to
it's-
say it. I didn't want to say it.
It's not saying how great Trump is. More so saying the alternative, because it doesn't have to be Trump. It could be anybody. You know what I mean? And we already know we're in a bipartisan sort of world, isn't it? Like, there's only two options. You know what I'm saying? So you're telling me to pick this side, and I don't like this side, or at least I feel as though the other side could offer something else. So let's look at the other side. So I have to show you more of the other side to leave your present position, because you're not in the middle. You're on a side. Do you get what I'm saying? So that's basically, I guess, my rationale.
Okay.
But on that note, though,
Go with Trump.
on that note, though, Brent, there's a clip in the top of the doc here, if you don't mind playing that.
Okay.
And while you're loading it up, yeah, since it's ready, just play it. Why do you think black people, I can't speak for any other demographic, black people, we're so offended when somebody wants to explore the right, to explore anything that's different to where we currently are? what the majority of us are. Like, for example, like yesterday's conversation, why is it that if somebody wants to defend the right or vote for the right, we start talking about their values in life?
Because of what the right represents and the historic record of what they represent for black people.
But what about the left, though? The side we're on that we've chosen. What about everything you just said for the left?
What was the question you just asked me?
I'm saying, why is it that we're so offended that somebody wants to explore the other side? You know what I'm saying? Why is that something like, if you do that, you're just, who are you? What are your morals? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and what did I say?
You said because of the history and all that stuff.
And then what did you say afterwards?
I said, yeah, but the same thing applies to the left, where they are.
Okay, so I answered your question, right? Because you didn't ask me, why do we stay on the left?
No.
You asked me, why do we look to push back on people who look to explore the right?
Yeah.
Right. So I answered your question.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying, why does that suffice when, for example, one could make the same arguments for the left? So do you get what I'm saying? I'm taking it to the next.
So I guess we can be specific in order to answer that question, that follow-up question. On the right, what is typically seen as it pertains to racist views?
What do you mean what's typically seen?
As black people, when it is we look to the right,
Yeah.
on the right of politics, who is normally there when we're talking about racism?
White people. Whites. I don't know. I'm trying to answer your question.
Are they overtly racist over there as it pertains
vocally,
to...
Yeah, vocally.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
So yes, there are racist people on the left, and maybe it's subtle, but on the right, sometimes it's not subtle, yes? Yeah? You can be on the left and be madly racist, is that what you're saying, yes?
Yeah.
But
I'm
that's
just
not...
saying it's different ways, but yeah.
But when you say different ways, what do you mean?
No, I'm just saying, like, it depends on the person you are. Like, what you may say is worse for you. That's basically this is why I always say, to me, they're the same thing. The right and left are the same damn thing. That's always been my position. So I'm saying, if somebody tells me the right is overtly racist, it doesn't really do... For me, it doesn't do anything for me. Because even if the right is overtly racist, that means I could be missing the huge racism on the left.
No, it doesn't. I said it could be more subtle. It could look different, right, on the left. And bear in mind, I'm answering this question because you've now placed this person that you're talking to on the left. This person may not be on the left. This person could be left center. This person could be...
It's because the majority of us are on the left.
All right. So you're talking in sweeping generalizations, yes? So I will also talk in sweeping generalizations. On the right, what you normally see, traditionally.
Yeah.
Overt racism.
Okay.
Right? So that's... In response to your question, that's my answer. You normally see overt racism on the right, traditionally. Do you agree with that or do you not agree with that?
I mean, yeah. I can see that. I can see that certain things could be interpreted as that. I think it's there, but I think some of the things that we would classify as just pure racism isn't racism too. It could just be something else, more of an economics sort of thing and just a different worldview. But there's definitely the overt racism there, 100%.
Do you want more from me?
No, this is basically what I'm trying to get. But anyway, you can play the clip, and then you'd see that this is it's not really a back and forth because you only hear one side, innit? I believe this guy's a governor or a senator or something, and he's responding to something from D.L. Hughley.
From Texas. He saw Don's appearance with Bill Maher, and he said, "I'm a proud husband, father of 3, combat veteran, West Point graduate, Ivy League triple degree holder, and a U.S. congressman. You know how I achieved that, Don? By being a serious, rational person."
Let's be real. How many people with those same qualifications have been fired and called DEI?
Well, first of all, according to D.L. Hughley's argument, every single black person should be a Democrat. And I think that's utterly ridiculous. You see, we have a two-party system, and you need people of all walks of life on both sides of the party, and that's what makes this system the best you could ever imagine and the best in the entire world. And the reason why I listed my qualifications is because, quite frankly, no, actually, Kamala Harris does not have my qualifications. I'm a West Point graduate. I served my country in combat as an Apache pilot. I have 3 master's degrees from Cornell University. And I'm the congressman for a white majority district that President Trump would have won by almost 20 points. And I won by 26 points because literally people are not looking at the color of my skin. They're looking at my qualifications, and our party doesn't play that game.
So if you could say something to DL Hughley right now, what would you say?
I was actually a big fan of his growing up, a big fan of his comedy, and I would love to actually have a conversation with him, a substantive conversation about this, because that's how we learn, that's how we grow, based on dialogue. And this whole thing started because Don Lemon made a carte blanche statement about all black people, which is utterly ridiculous. And you're saying that black people cannot choose the politics that they want to follow or choose the political party that they want to be a part of because you want to silo them into thinking that we all have to be the exact same and think alike. We are not monolithic. We all have different backgrounds. We all come from different places. My military background is my father is a colonel. My sister is a West Point graduate. My brother is a West Point graduate. I grew up in a very conservative home. The left has nothing to offer someone like me based on the way that I grew up. And I'm smart enough to understand that and realize that. And I'm not going to continue to support the left if it doesn't coincide with the way I believe. We now have the right to choose whatever we want. And that's what I would tell DL.
Congressman Wesley Hunt from Texas.
That's basically it, man. What are your thoughts on that?
I hear him. What are you saying, that someone that takes that stance, black people are automatically gonna discard him, basically? Question is blackness. Question is
100%.
is everything.
Because it kind of happened yesterday. Like, the real whole topic of the day yesterday was, why is it you can't marry or be in a relationship or be friends or whatever it may be with somebody who has opposing views to you? Some people say, yeah, you just can't, because I see it as not necessarily a politics difference, but more so I question your values. Why would you support Trump? Why would you know what I mean? Like, what type of human being are you to do that sort of thing?
Doesn't that actually happen a lot though in real life?
Yeah, 100%.
Ask me the question, because he didn't get a chance to answer.
What do you mean?
Ask him the question you asked the people yesterday.
Would you marry, be in a relationship with somebody who has different political... I'm trying to remember the wording. He was a Trump supporter. He was a Trump or Farage supporter. That's what it was.
Trump or Farage supporter?
Yeah, basically someone who's on the right. Far right, if you want to say.
Far right?
Not far right. So, okay, if you would vote for Farage or vote for Trump, put it that way, because, you know what I mean? Because when anyone says they vote for Trump, they're seen as a Trump supporter.
Could I? I don't know. It depends. It depends how deep rooted their beliefs are. Because obviously, when you have conversations about politics and all this kind of stuff, these are going to be at loggerheads all the time. So, and if you can't push them off their stance or whatever, or come to some kind of amicable agreement, I suppose it's going to be long. If it's like, if they're really like you're even saying like far right and stuff like that, then I think it probably don't make sense.
How about far left? How about far left?
Oh yeah, it's even worse.
Question. No, I think I understand. Question, Emmanuel. Can you date somebody on the far right?
I think far. Sorry to cut you.
No, it's important.
Far.
I said far.
Okay.
Because you paused when he said far after he said right, and it makes sense why you paused, because far.
Yeah.
That's openly racist. So would you date somebody on the far right?
If it's that crazy stuff like you just did, yeah, like far right, the maniacs there, then no.
And you say no, yes,
extreme, yeah.
and it's a solid no for you. Why is it a solid no for you?
Because the political views don't align with mine. I don't see the world in the way they see the world.
All right. And when you hear right, do you also think far right when you hear on the right?
Absolutely not.
All right, okay. You just hear conservative.
Yeah, just right at the center. You know what I mean? Just that side. I voted blue, for example.
Is it the same? Is it the same scenario when you get into like religion and stuff, or are they different? Is politics more important than religion?
That also came up somewhat yesterday.
Are you dating a devout Muslim?
No.
Could you marry a devout Muslim?
No. keep that in your head. Emmanuel, how about the far left? Can you date somebody on the far left?
So the opposite, the one of those maniacs, but on the left, no.
Yes.
The war karate.
No.
And how about just left?
Yeah, of course.
All right.
Yeah.
I think that distinction is part of the problem, because when some people hear right and left, they immediately think the extremes.
Sometimes, I mean, you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. This is why I kind of made it about just voting Trump, just voting Conservative. People can't do that.
Sorry. Is Farage for you, Margs, far right?
Far enough.
How about you, Emmanuel?
Ooh.
Out of all the front-facing politicians, he's the furthest right.
Yeah, that's I agree with that.
I guess he represents the far right. And when he's talking to them people that he wants to, all the stuff that's happening in Europe, if they go over to them parties in Germany that are thinking they're all far right, ain't they?
Emmanuel, do you agree with
colleagues,
this?
no?
I definitely, Mark, I agree.
So do you believe that everybody who is in support of reform agree with far right politics?
No, not at all.
But yet he's a far right person in your mind, a politician in your mind, yes?
Yeah, and like Mark said, I think he represents those people. They see him as the most viable and likely person that, if in power, would represent their political worldview. That's why
and the same with Trump in this. He will still speak to far right people, but some people like yourself, you don't even see him far right.
No, I don't. No.
And you don't see him far right either.
Who, Trump?
Yes.
I think maybe it's weird because of the way he moves. So his actions and the things that he does, and I don't know, maybe like some of the policies he wants to put in place, and like especially the way he's moving now, could would match up with far right, innit? But the way he presents himself, obviously his politics, he's chatting shit and the stuff, and when he talks, he wouldn't present himself as a far right person. You get what I'm trying to say? So I suppose it depends on what you get caught up into, if you listen to the words, if you're watching his actions. So it depends on how you might see him. Because I could see why some people might say, well, Trump's not far right, he's just on the right. And then other people will be like, come on, man. look at his brother. You get me? So I suppose it depends on...
Yeah, I can hear the arguments for both, to be fair. For seeing him as a far right, but just...
And you see how
right.
you're now saying
does he move like Nigel Farage?
No, I don't think so.
What do you mean?
The way they promote themselves
This is
with politics,
interesting.
the way that they talk, if that makes sense. But like Nigel Farage is more openly. Like you said, I see him as a far right person.
To be
Interesting.
fair though,
Because the whole build a wall is he started the vibe. What?
Yeah,
in the
but
West.
but if you
Then
speak,
Boris said, "Hey."
yeah, but if you speak to people, and like American people, especially depending on what state you're in and stuff like that, that they say that stuff's not based around what the masses want to think it. Like obviously, like they say that the real core of that is like the drug problem, and it's coming in through Mexico and the bad fentanyl and all of these things, and there's real issues that they got to deal with, and they say that that's the real crux of it, and then it's the left media who get it and turn it into racism and stuff like that. But there's real issues there that they need to deal with the drugs. It's a big problem, and there are people that actually believe that. I was just in Mexico the other day, sitting there speaking to some Americans, and this is their sentiment. Like, you know what I'm trying to say?
They're eating cats and dogs. They're good
The
people on both sides.
the Haitians are eating cats and dogs.
They're good people on both sides.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I mean, I don't know what type of like revisionist history you guys are.
Do you know what it is? I think for me it's maybe because I don't know that. Yeah, I think I just see both sides as diabolical, man, and so I don't.
No, don't. Let's not simplify it again, because we're here on this Trump thing. And why I'm saying let's not simplify it, because yesterday it was confusing back and forth as to why it is some people heard Trump and immediately would think far right. And you're just saying you could see the argument, right?
Yeah.
So if some people say, nah, if it is that you support Trump, and I'm in my head, I can basically place him as far right, we are not aligned. It makes sense for them to say, and they shouldn't be maligned for them holding that view.
That's true. This time around, especially this time around, like Trump's moving brazy, bro. like what the hell? Like
Worse than Farage in my
Trump
opinion.
is moving,
and he has more
mad.
power.
Yeah.
He's actually the president.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, he's getting worse.
You asked the question about religion and politics. No, I can't marry a Muslim woman.
Could you marry an atheist? Atheist?
No.
So-
No.
Did you think about it?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Because being Muslim, you've got a position religiously. Being atheist, I can see it as I can tune you. I can convince you.
Nah. Nah, you can't.
No,
God's
no,
gonna have to do
explain
that.
as to why I paused.
Okay, cool.
So for a brief second, I saw it as a state of you can be speeched. But atheism is a stance. It's an active stance, right? You've chosen, I have all the information, and I'm choosing this particular place. So in itself, it's a religious stance. It's just, huh? Yeah. It's just not as like
Yeah,
you
their
know, say
beliefs,
Muslim.
their beliefs and their convictions is as strong as someone that's
Sometimes they are,
faithful.
yeah.
Yeah, you-
People throw I'm an atheist wrong loosely these days, you know?
What's easy to contend with? Like in terms of what's easy what's
Muslim.
easier to marry and stuff? Yeah.
Muslim.
Okay.
Because you already believe in things that are supernatural. I like that. I could work with that.
Okay.
But yeah, atheism, it's I don't know, I don't want to offend people, but I can't look around me and not think that there's something, you know, wonderfully done by something greater. I can't. So for you to be there and so vehemently there, boy, it's different.
Could that not potentially just speak to them having a scientific mind and saying, you know what, if God did exist, if I could see that in my head, God existed, I think he just kind of existed, did his job and left.
No, I kind of see science as man trying to find out the wonders of God. I don't see it
Explain
as
them.
absent God.
I hear you. Because in my head I was just thinking, because you know there's some atheists, who wouldn't give you no problems in your house. They just say as well, that's just your personal belief. Like you believe that, I'll take you to church every morning or every Sunday. We'll do the funerals, the church, the mass every now and again if I'm free. But for example, if you're a Muslim or a Sikh, they may be like, no, I ain't going there. For what? Do you get what I'm saying? So why is that easier? Do you get what I mean? I can see both sides of it.
In that same vein, there are Muslims who are practicing that still wouldn't mind about taking you to church, dropping you off, and doing
100%.
that.
Especially in Africa.
Yeah, 100%. Why would that be an issue if they would be fine? Because the conviction's not there, man. Like, do you really believe what you believe? You understand? Is there really like gumption and purpose behind your lack of belief? You understand? I respect you more if it is that you you actively did.
I like people that believe something.
What?
I say I like people that believe something, even if your beliefs don't align with mine. Like you believe something. I think people that don't believe anything, because everybody's faith is different. You know what I'm trying to say that. But regardless, if you got something there and you understand kind of like the workings of religions and stuff like that, they are kind of like they're like an A to Z for the world, for life, innit? Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, it's like the moral compass of the world, and that people's different religions, like they teach you how to live and how to. You shouldn't like need to be taught how to be a good person, because sometimes it should be innately in you, regardless either which way. But people that just don't believe in anything are potentially like capable of anything, like because there's no. You get what I'm trying to say? That
ties into the topic of the day, but
there's no jeopardy there. Like, you really think you could just do what you want in this life? Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, you're dangerous. Potentially, there could be atheists that are totally normal people, but I'm just saying the potential. I mean, I suppose maybe it works both ways, because in religion you get extremists, and they are dangerous as well. But still, though, yeah, I just don't know. Just the whole. I'd rather marry a Trump supporter than an atheist.
Okay.
Can you push back on that, Emmanuel?
On that part there?
Not the Trump supporter, but just the part before where he says that there's no jeopardy. Living is no jeopardy. So what's stopping you from this?
Well,
Yeah,
I
man.
guess my question would be: so do you believe all morality, values, ethics, values, morals comes from religion? Without religion, we just wouldn't have any of those things.
And this is this implication.
Yeah, I think like the more widespread, obviously, because it's from religion's old, isn't it? You get what I'm trying to say? Like, and it's all learned behavior, and this is what we know, in it. You get what I'm trying to say? There's good people, there's bad people, fine, but I think when you add religion into human civilization and you spread the word and you spread the gospel, it's more people learning the same kind of thing. So there's more like-minded people. I think without it, there'll be less. There would still be good people in the world because some people are just good and some people are just bad. But I think there'll be more of it. You know what I'm trying to say? There's a lot of people that walk through their life and they fight temptations all day. You know what I'm trying to say? And it's not just because they want to. You get what I'm trying to say? It's because they've got something that they're tethered to, that's telling them to, that constructs their morals and stuff. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, they know they shouldn't do this, they shouldn't do that. Or I'm only human, I'm going to feel a certain way, but I'm not acting on it because of the ramifications and the consequences. Do you get what I mean?
In the life
to come.
Okay.
And I think if you remove that, then it could be anarchy.
The concept of life to come. Where's that from, Emmanuel? Do you believe in it? Also because he mentioned it, because it's cute to me, Marx mentioning the life to come, right? Because if you believe in the life to come, your walk on this particular earth, right, should be patterned with that knowledge that there's an after, right?
Yeah.
And where are the parameters of your walk? Who are you listening to? Who are you abiding by? What guide are you using? If you care about the life to come. Pause. Go ahead, Madia.
Well, are you saying that I'm not?
What did you use as your deductive reasoning? Where did you go? Where did you go? Where did you go? You introduced this conversation and I threw it to Emmanuel. I want you to sit with that for a second. I'll come back to you. Oh my gosh.
I feel like, no, man. I feel like you're trying to say, if I care about the afterlife, why am I on a one-way road to hell? I feel like that's what you're getting at.
No.
Did I take that the wrong way?
Me too. I'm by your side. I am as equally a sinner as you. Do you understand? But I'm aware of what guide I'm using, what flipping manuscript I'm using, right?
Okay.
So when I believe in the afterlife, this or whatever comes after, there is some sort of governing that I have given myself to, right? I'm trying to go all the way in with this. I don't want to be skirting because on the fence, your entire bumhole is going to get said. I don't want that, right? So I'm choosing a side. And in choosing a side, I will try my best to basically follow a particular path if I believe it's going to now give me access or grant me access to what comes after. So I just wanted to know, what are you following? Where, what laws are you subscribing to if you say you believe in the after? You understand? Sit with that. How about you, Emmanuel? Do you believe that there is an after?
Yeah, but I don't think I know the logistics of it. You know what I mean? And to be honest with you, I don't think about it much, if I'm being honest. I feel like as black people, I'm definitely generalizing there, but I do think that we think about it too much. And it prevents us from doing stuff here. That's what I think, personally. Yeah, like for hundreds of years, it's been used to make us less active in our pursuit for our liberation. You know what I mean? So I think that's kind of what it is like for me. So, yeah. Black Rob asked a question, and well, he didn't ask, he made a statement. He said, you can't even really define good without a religious framework. Do you guys agree with that?
You can't define good without religious framework. Yeah. Good.
Mm-hmm.
That's just what a good person is.
Yeah, or a good thing. Or, yeah. Because it seems like it kind of ties into what you were saying. Like, without having religion, are you capable of anything because there's no jeopardy, or are you capable of anything because because everything is everything?
Probably a bit of both. But what is? Can you define good without religious framework? I'd have to take some time with that. I think initially I'd want to say yes. I think I think it probably ties more into the jeopardy because that's saying that like an atheist is not capable of understanding what good and bad is, or atheists can't be a good person. That's not true. That don't make sense. So I think it more ties into the jeopardy.
I don't think it doesn't make sense. That atheist is living in a prism that could have already been shaped by religion.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. Yeah.
Okay.
So his or her understanding of good has been given to him or her.
So you agree with Black Rob?
You see, it's difficult for me to separate myself from what I truly believe to be real, which is in the beginning was God. So if that is my starting point, it's hard for me to separate quote unquote religion from our morals and ethics. For me.
I hear that.
How about you, Emmanuel? Can you learn goodness or know goodness or whatever the synonym could be? Because obviously we've chosen that good means or looks a certain way. Absent religious information.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I think because we define what's good. Every culture is somewhat cognizant of a supreme being. Every culture, especially if they're indigenous to the planet, they have some idea of something greater and bigger than themselves, right? But what they deem good and bad is different from culture to culture. Do you get what I'm saying? And the reason why I say it like that is because it means their supreme being isn't necessarily telling them what's good and bad. They are doing trial and error. And if it sticks, it's productive, then the supreme being said, that is the good thing. That's basically how I'm seeing it. So if I know that if I don't value life, if I get into a squabble with somebody in my culture, in my community of 100 people, and I kill them, and I recognize that every time I do this, I'm just killing people. These people go to sleep, but never wake up again. Their body starts to decompose, and then I have to waste my time and get a bunch of other guys to dig some hole somewhere and bury them, and then with time, more arguments, whatever. And I notice that we just dip in our population, and we can't grow, we can't build. I kill faster than we give birth. This is a bad thing. This is a bad thing. I don't need God to tell me this is a bad thing, unless it is God is already innate in every decision, and that makes it so. But I think good and bad is deemed on productivity to some degree and where the culture wants to end up. That's how I think you can see and frame good and bad outside of a religion.
Not sure if I believe you've removed religion from that.
I'm
There's
only
a sequence of events. There's still a God. And when I say religion, what do you, how do you find religion here? Because I'm contextualizing it as just a belief system that is
that has a supreme being there at the center. Yeah, I'm not
it's just
necessarily
a culture of worship and obedience.
Yeah, it's kind of difficult because I believe that every indigenous group kind of has that. As soon as they've got their culture and there's some folk ways and there's a way of life, God is already in there somehow. You know what I'm saying?
So you can't.
No. But I'm saying that I think because God is present in all of them, but they all have different ways of seeing good and bad. I'm saying I don't think necessarily God is telling them what's good and bad. I'm saying they have decided it and attributed it to God to make it stick. Do you get what I'm saying? So if God went on holiday for some time, they could come up with good and bad in his absence. You know what I'm saying? And it would just be what it is because they decided it. They didn't need necessarily God there. It's based on what makes us survive and thrive. If it's detrimental to our survival, then this is a bad thing.
It still sounds as though even if he's there or not, his presence still informs their decisions on whether to say this is good or bad.
I But it speak to people that think that religion and stuff like that are all social constructs. So what he's saying is it's not God first, it's humans first through their lived experience and find the need for some type of moral compass, some universal moral compass and some rule book that attributed this stuff to God. So that the stuff that I've said before with like if you was on an island and there's certain rules that are in place and you know why that they're in place, and it might not be because of God put them in place, it's because of humans lived out their life and saw what works and what don't work, and so God's come after the fact that thou shalt not kill. It's because people were killing indiscriminately,
Yes, exactly.
and they saw the effects of it, and you get what I mean. And then it's like, all right, cool. You know what? We need to nip this in the bud.
Yeah.
That's not good. You know what I'm trying to say? Like,
so God
we
said
need to make this a rule. That
Exactly.
this ain't like we can't just do this.
Yeah.
Because this ain't gonna work. Do you get what I mean? I think that's what he was trying to say.
Is that what you're trying to say?
So the God element comes after, and that's what you use to make it stick.
All right. In confirmation from God, is this a chicken and the egg thing? Because if you're still seeking confirmation from God, it's not good or bad
Sorry,
until
go on.
God confirms.
I'm not saying you seek confirmation. The confirmation comes from how productive it is. If it makes you guys achieve the goals you have, or something comes from it, and you see this as something that we need and is beneficial for us, then it's a good thing. God comes after because you want it to remain. Because there was somebody who said, "No, I don't want to do this today." I said, "Well, guess who said we should?"
Let me take it somewhere else, which may be favorable to both of your arguments, right? Indigenous people who they find in the Amazon rainforest, absent the influence of Western culture, right? Yes, they would have their own religious beliefs, right? Yeah?
Yeah.
How would they have adopted that? Is it because they've made this up and passed it down? Because what's the genesis of them having this particular belief? Even if what they do, what they practice, may be seen as bad in our faith, our religious culture, and not in theirs. How would it have been cemented? What's the beginning? What's the genesis?
It's really tough, and I'm kind of just saying it as we're talking, but because for me, I believe God exists. You know what I'm saying? Or I know God exists. So I can plug in anywhere. I can just say, well, God did this, gave us the initial thought. But for somebody who doesn't, then it's like, why does God need to be there? But also, I'm also saying because all these indigenous groups have God there, but all see good as different. Who's telling them what's good?
Let me change it further because I want to be able to help you with your arguments because I want to also get there, right? And I want to see if this is what you're talking about. You're on an island with a group of people. Let's say there are 20 people on this group of island.
Yeah.
There is no interaction from external communities.
Yeah.
You can have children on that island.
Yeah.
Upon having a child on that island, before you're able to pour into them life and what life is, right? Some calamity happens and everybody is gone, minus the child. Yes? That child's consciousness now does not know God, right? So is this the example we can now use in this scenario? What then happens? What is good and what is evil as that child grows up?
Exactly. Whatever makes them survive is good. Whatever it is.
So survival will dictate what
100%.
he or she adopts as good.
100%.
How about evil? Where's that concept come from?
Whatever.
Anything that looks to jeopardize their survival.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I suppose anything that threatens them.
Exactly.
So community, especially when you have more than one people, as you grow, it's whatever makes that particular community thrive is what is seen as good.
Yeah.
And what jeopardizes it is what's seen as evil.
Yeah.
100%.
So it's all about community at the end of the day
100%.
and survival.
Yeah. So
The
coach, that's
sustenance of life.
exactly. and that's what forms your culture. This is why I say that every
He said
religion.
economics. Watch it. Watch it. Watch.
What?
Go on. Everything leads back to economics.
Oh yeah, 100%. 100%. But what I was gonna say is every religion comes from a culture. Do you get what I'm saying? So when you take on a person's religion, the likelihood is you're substituting something in yours for somebody else's culture. Do you get what I'm saying? That's why that always happens. There's an exchange. Always.
Question: can that child come to the conclusion that there is a higher being without any sort of input from anybody? It's just what they're observing from their surroundings. Can you find
Probably.
God with you just being a lone person on an island?
It depends on if you're of a curious nature or not. It depends on how you see things, because I see God in the world. I see, like, I'm curious to like animals and their construction and the difference between them and their range and species and nature and
You have a lot of
natural
data
things.
to basically analyze and process, though.
No, but I'm saying, even
And
if you
you
was just
have-
on an island, this is a curious case, and you're a human being, but you see a bird and you see a frog and you see a snake and all these different things, and how did they come to pass?
No, you're doing too much. You are applying you into that particular person, and it's possible
But
because
if you're, I said it depends if you're nature, if you're a curious case, because wouldn't you ask? Isn't it possible that someone could ask themselves these questions?
all right. So I think I understand.
And then
You're
what
saying
would
that
you
could be
attribute it
slow.
to? Huh?
You're saying you could be slow.
Sorry, what?
You could be remedial. So the processing of the information that you're seeing the curiosity wouldn't lead to more questions and then thinking, wait, there must be more than just me here.
Yeah.
If this is here. That only happens if your brain is wired in a particular way. If you're slow, you're just seeing, that's things, but you're not connecting it to anything else.
Okay. That's a fair point.
And as I said, you're projecting you into that person.
Okay, fair enough.
And I'm saying that person is a baby, and then the surroundings are raising the baby. I'm thinking, if God doesn't look to walk with that person, then I don't know if it is that person's got to realize or believe there's something more. And they wouldn't even know what they are. Where's the mirror? Who are they?
But then if they survive and there's calamity after calamity, but somehow they survive and survive and survive, your brain starts to think, how the hell did this happen? Everything around me is scorched, but I'm here and I didn't lift a finger. Then you start to think, something assisted me.
The sweetness of what you're saying is that the level of consciousness you guys are even talking about.
Is he by himself for real? Because if there's God there, he's gonna know God is real.
Yeah. Do you think without instruction you can find out how to get pleasure? Or would it be a bump and then, whoa, what was that? Because how do you find out that the thing that is there connects to that? Because your brain is the one that tells you that what you're seeing naked, you should be aroused by that, right? Because there's some people who, like monks, right? I don't know if it's true. They switch that off, right? So when they see porn and stuff, nothing happens. How do you get aroused? This is a stupid path in which it is we're here
No,
now.
it makes sense though. What you're saying.
I'm only off the back of what you said, right? I know you were cheeky, but I'm like, yeah, let's run with that for a while. How do you know that God is real if there's a woman there? This is absent you knowing that when you stick this into this, there's pleasure, and then after pleasure, there is some sort of chemical exchange, right? Biological exchange, and then a few months later, oh my goodness, my belly's growing. Why don't I look to punch that and her? Oh my goodness, why don't I look to kill that? Because I didn't see that before.
Yeah, but your hormones and stuff will change, and it'll be it's natural. It'll be like the most naturalist thing. This stuff's happening. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, you wasn't taught this behavior. This is it's innately in you. Every bone in your body is driving you towards these decisions. It must be right, because it's you get what I'm trying to say.
What you're saying something very, very interesting, because we've seen examples of things that are taken out of the environment and placed in an isolated environment. And we're seeing without input, there is either still development, cognitive development, or there isn't.
Yeah, but if you're by yourself, yeah, then fine. I don't know how you learn these things. Because if you're a man on an island by yourself, you're not. There's nothing there to arouse you. Whatnot. Cool, I hear that. But if it's a mixed group of people without any outside influences, without any instructions, man and gal are gonna start chopping. Like they're going to. They don't need no. It's going to happen at some point because the way we're wired, the way we're connected.
And you see what you keep saying, the way we're wired. And that still talks to a wirer. Some programming is what you're saying. It will just default to its normal instructions.
But that's because everyone in the room believes there's a supreme being, though.
And that's why I'm saying what I'm saying, because the examples that you're using will still speak to our conditioning. We've already been compromised with this thought.
Okay, well, let's try and remove that, yeah? I would say it's because of evolution.
What's the concept of evolution?
What do you mean?
Is there an absence of intelligence in evolution?
No, there's more so the reason why I know when I see a woman what to do is because my previous form, and when I say previous form, I'm saying from 2025, throw me back 1 million years, for example, or 500,000 years, yeah, is because whatever I was back then, I was doing the same thing.
Sounds like programming still.
Would you say apes are programmed?
Yeah.
Would you say fish are programmed?
Yeah. It's still
Okay,
because
yeah.
you're
Then-
doing a process
Yeah.
over and over and over. And even if you remove them from that environment, what you're suggesting is that they will default to type. That still sounds like you're defaulting to the program that in which was put in you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's because we believe there's a supreme being, man. But if we don't, if you're a scientist, like even those who believe there's a supreme being, we believe, well, let me not say we, because there's different belief systems as well. Some people believe animals have souls, and some people don't. So the soulless animal, why do they know what to do? Do you know what I'm saying? And if we evolved from them,
No. So I was one of the people that didn't believe that animals have souls.
Yes.
I now believe that they have souls.
oh, serious?
There's a different type of soul as ours.
Okay.
Yeah. I think every single thing that has life has some sort of spirit.
Especially if it's of God.
Yeah. I'm
I'm
with
so
you.
glad. I'm so glad you're here now.
This is growth, man. I personally
is it,
development every day. Every day. Sorry, you were saying something just now, and crap, it was good. Remind me what were you saying before Max interrupted.
Evolution. So our previous form just knew what to do, and also, if even some religious folks say, okay, you know what, us as human beings, we have a soul, we have a conscience, but the animals don't, but they still know what to do. That's basically what I was saying. The animals don't. If that's your religious disposition, you don't believe that animals have souls and stuff. Why is it they know what to do? And if we evolved from them, then that would explain why we know what to do too.
Did he answer what you think his idea of evolution is? Or that's what you said to him?
Yeah, he was talking about evolution, and I was saying that what you're suggesting is in the absence of intelligence. There's still intelligence there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I was about to say. Let me make a stupid comment. I think that's, for me, the height of wickedness is to see so much complexity in even the simplest of things around us and still claim that there isn't something higher. There isn't some form of conductor like greater than us. That's the height of human wickedness, right? To say, not that this was all done by us, because they will sit in the knowledge that they live in this evolving world around them, right? Even absent human beings, there are things that will still continue. But to be put in here and to see everything, and you now looking to journey with the progression of everything else around you that's living, you still turn around to say human beings are the only thing that were permitted to be part of this this happenstance. It's baffling to me. And I think that is a chosen act of wickedness. I think that's why they're going to be punished so much. Because you look at that so much beauty and you're still saying, nah, I can't accredit it to you.
So if you believe that now, then obviously God's not just for humans, animals and all this stuff. Do you believe God created everything, the whole universe, the solar system as well? Do you believe that, right?
Yeah.
So do you believe God has governance over the aliens? Because you also believe in those.
Yeah. But you say aliens so flippantly. There were quote unquote aliens before human beings were here.
Okay.
And we're using quote unquote only because you use aliens as just things that aren't human beings from outer space, right?
Yeah.
Not on this particular plane of existence. The quote unquote angels and the different beings that we just grouped them into angels, but they were more than one type of role applied to these particular beings. They existed before human beings, right? So I believe that supernatural things existed before human beings were made. So where you say, does he have governance over aliens? He had governance over them before even human beings came about. And from where I stand, my belief that aliens are a form of some sort of mix with those particular entities that exist before human beings and human beings. Or absent human beings, just them masquerading and doing what they were doing. Do you understand? So when you say aliens, they existed before us.
Okay.
Right? And it's only because I'm using the word that you just used.
Yeah.
I don't use those words. I contextualize it within the Bible.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. I hope I wasn't too confusing there. Because it's easy to just say aliens and you think the little stupid little grey things with the weird eyes and whatnot. I'm so far past that point. That is so limiting. That was centuries ago, bro. Yeah. All right. Let's do the headlines, please. All right, can you read all the headlines so that we can focus on the topic of the day?
Let's do it.
Yeah, and then we can move on to the wrap up. I've asked him for a friend too.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's been there for a couple of days, so might as well do that before we wrap up.
All right, people. First set of headlines. Chancellor Rachel Reeves is set to announce further cuts to welfare benefits and government departments in her spring statement following a reduction in welfare spending last week. Reeves will confirm a £2.2 billion increase in defence spending, citing national and economic security, and rule out tax rises. She will argue that the UK must act quickly amid global uncertainty, including the Ukraine war and US tariffs on global trade. Some economists believe that the increase in defence spending will have a limited impact on economic growth. Reeves will widen welfare cuts after the OBR, the Office for Budget Responsibility, estimated that welfare reforms wouldn't save the planned £5 billion. The government is also expected to impose a 15% cut in civil service department administrative budgets and also announce £2 billion for affordable homes in England. The OBR is expected to lower growth forecasts, with UK economic growth having slowed to just 0.1% in Q4 of last year and shrinking by 0.1% in January 2025. Next headline, and US President Donald Trump and his intelligence chiefs downplayed a security breach involving a journalist being added to a Signal group chat where national security officials planned airstrikes in Yemen. The breach has raised concerns about high-ranking officials using a potentially vulnerable civilian app for sensitive discussions. Journalist Jeffrey Goldberg was accidentally added to the group and reported seeing national security plans, later realizing that they were authentic after the raid was carried out in Yemen. The airstrikes on March the 15th killed 15 people, targeting Iran-aligned Houthi rebels in Yemen. Senate Democrats criticized the officials involved for incompetence, while Republicans were more muted in their criticism. Trump defended the National Security Advisor Mike Waltz, claiming that the breach was a glitch and downplayed its impact. Waltz admitted responsibility, stating that he built the group and apologized for the mistake. Next headline, and Keir Starmer has appointed Akshata Akshata Murthy, who basically the wife of Rishi Sunak, as a trustee of one of the UK's leading museums. The Department of Culture, Media and Sport confirmed Murthy as one of 6 new appointments at the V&A Museum. A spokesperson for the department said that they hoped she would bring her experience in both business and Number 10 to the role. The Daily Telegraph reports that the role of the trustee involves scrutinising and promoting the museum's work, as well as seeking out chairmen to handle its day-to-day running. Nigel Newton, who's the Bloomsbury Publishing Chief Executive, Pedro Pina, who's a YouTube Vice President, and also Andrew Keefe, who's a retail veteran, are amongst the other trustees. Next headline, and Burundi's president claims to have credible intelligence that Rwanda plans to attack Burundi. The situation remains tense with the border between Burundi and Rwanda closed for over a year following attacks by the Red Tabara rebel group. And the president calls for peace, emphasizing dialogue rather than war, and demands that Rwanda honor past peace agreements. Regarding the DR Congo conflict, the president blames external forces for perpetuating violence to exploit the country's mineral resources and insists that the conflict is not about the Congolese people, but about the resources. He also criticizes Rwanda's involvement in DR Congo, questioning why Congolese civilians are suffering instead of the targeted FDLR rebels. Next headline, trigger warning on this one, and the assisted dying bill in England and Wales has been delayed, with the implementation now set to take place no earlier than 2029. We spoke about this on the show. The delay follows a proposed extension of the rollout period from 2 years to 4 years. The bill aims to allow terminally ill adults in England and Wales who are expected to die within 6 months to request assistance from a doctor to end their life. Assisted dying would be also free in the NHS. Assisted dying would also be available free on the NHS. Some MPs, like Tom Gordon of the Liberal Democrats, warned that the delay could risk the bill being abandoned, especially as it could extend beyond the next general election. Humanist UK, which supports the bill, regretted the delay, arguing that it should not take 4 years for such a law to be implemented. On the other hand, Conservative MP Danny Kruger opposed the bill, arguing that it represents a fundamental change to the NHS's founding principles, turning it into a national health and assisted suicide service. Next headline, and Prince Harry has announced his resignation as a patron of a charity called Centerbell, which he co-founded in 2006 to support children and young people in Southern Africa. His decision follows a dispute within the charity between the chairwoman and the board of trustees. The chairwoman's name is Dr. Sophie Chandauka. In a joint statement with his co-founder, Prince Seiso of Lesotho, Prince Harry expressed devastation over the situation, stating that the relationship between the trustees and Dr. Chandauka had broken down irreparably. The cause of the conflict appears to be related to disagreements about fundraising strategies, particularly regarding the focus on Africa. And our next set of headlines, people, trigger warning, this one, big trigger warning. The body of a newborn baby was found in a bag outside All Saints Church in Notting Hill, West London on Tuesday. Police and ambulance services were called to the scene on Talbot Road at 12:46 p.m, but the baby was declared dead at the scene. The baby's gender and exact age have not yet been determined. Met Police Superintendent Owen Rinaldan described the situation as extremely sad and shocking and stated that the priority is to locate the mother. Police are urgently appealing for the mother to come forward for her own welfare and medical support. Authorities emphasised that the mother should not feel frightened and encouraged her to seek help at a hospital or police station. Next headline, and Philip Walton's company called Gridless set up a Bitcoin mine with 120 computers in a shipping container, leveraging the hydroelectric plant's excess energy in Zambia. So the hydro plant, which was built in the 2000s, powers 15,000 local people, but it struggled financially due to slow community adoption. But the Bitcoin mine now accounts for 30% of the plant's revenue, enabling the plant to provide affordable power to the local town. Local residents, like a barber that they spoke to called Damien, have benefited from the electricity, improving their lives and businesses. While the Bitcoin mine is beneficial for the plant, the energy used will eventually be sold to the national grid, making Bitcoin mining there unprofitable. Gridless plans to make more hydropower plants across Africa, tapping into untapped hydro potential to bring electricity to rural areas. And our last headline, Russia and Ukraine have reached an agreement to halt military strikes in the Black Sea and ensure safe passage for commercial shipping. This development, announced by the White House, marks a potential step towards broader peace aimed at ending the ongoing war between Russia and Ukraine. As part of the agreement, the US will assist in restoring Russia's access to the global market for agricultural and fertilizer exports and continue facilitating discussions between both sides. However, Russia has expressed skepticism, stating that it cannot trust the Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and would only sign the deal if Washington issues an order to Zelensky to ensure adherence to the terms. Ukrainian President Zelensky responded by praising the talks as positive initial steps towards peace, but also accused Russia of lying about the outcome of the discussions. And that's it for deadlines. Time to pay them bills and get into topic of the day.
Let's get into it. What did I say?
All right, Brent, there's a clip that I want you to play.
Yeah. I've just gone into Joshua's profile on YouTube, and it says here that he is extremely proficient at everything live streaming. Yeah. I think I need to basically meet him.
Nice.
Yeah. This would be very interesting. Anywho, play the clip, yes?
Yes, please.
If y'all think that we're not going to be utilizing every single aspect of this community that we're building, you guys are bluffing. We are going to utilize every single resource. Where's the ticker? There you go. All right. Nice, brethren.
This society, and just because you have this skin tone, you have different rules that you got to abide by, or you can't be proud of your history because you're this skin tone. Like, people really got killed because they were a different skin tone, bro. You know how stupid that is? You know how ignorant you got to be to put somebody in a tree and hang them because they're black? It's probably the dumbest shit I ever heard, bro, to be honest with you. Like, and I say this from not an ignorant standpoint, by the way, so shout out to the educators. I'm not diminishing what you put out there and what I've learned. I'm saying that it's one of the dumbest things ever. It really is. It really is, bro. You really don't like somebody because they're a different color, they're a different religion, bro. That's the dumbest shit ever for me. I don't get along with people like that, bro. And I don't have time to listen to people like that. Literally, you're trying to downplay the fact of racism and then say, pick up your bootstraps and work harder, when there's a whole system designed to oppress people that have darker skin tones. So you can judge me when you see me at a basketball court. You can say all these nasty things. People have said nasty things to me before. I've heard people say different things to people before, but you don't even fucking know who I am. That's what I'm saying. This is my crash out cam because I got to give y'all this one-on-one POV before I get out of here. But the racism and all that stuff, and I'm sure, like, I've gotten shadow banned plenty of times on my social platforms for talking about certain issues. I don't care either. But I'm saying I stand up for humanity being a coexisting community where race, culture, and class or religion is not always at the forefront of everything you do. I'm not saying you don't put God first. I'm not saying you don't put your faith first. I'm saying that you would allow those things to not show you the truth of how you're supposed to treat others. If you put God first and your faith is strong, what the fuck in your faith tells you to hate other people? I haven't read that in the Quran, to hate other people. I haven't read that in the Bible. I haven't read that in the Talmud. I haven't read that in different holy books, to just go out and hate people. I've never seen that. In African spirituality systems as well. Like, growing up in this society, and just because you have this skin tone, you have different rules that you got to abide by, or you can't be proud of your history.
Thank you.
All right, so that's basically the context, man. In the chat, SO Hopeful. Big up SO Hopeful. That's the first time I'm seeing this person in the chat, man. Or am I wrong, Brent?
Where is it? First time we've seen him, yes.
Welcome, man.
Welcome. Stay.
Yes, so basically, like Kyrie said, man, like, why is it that we allow race, culture, class, religion to separate us? If, for example, like we said before, well, like you were saying, if you don't believe in God, if you don't have a supreme being as your base, then anything can go pretty much. With it, with God still as the base, it seems like anything can go because we still treat each other like maniac, like you know what I mean? Like we undervalue people regardless of what it is. There's still something in place that makes us. I don't know, man. Like you know what I mean? Like there's always a divide. Basically, there's always a divide. Why is that?
In that human nature, though, that's not God's fault. That's not God's doing. And we stray far from God every day. You know what I'm saying? And the stuff's there, and the book's there for you to learn, for you to keep you in line and to make you move right. But obviously, we're all sinners and we're all human. That kind of behavior's got nothing to do with God. It's like what he just said. They don't tell you to act like that in the book.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think it's just human nature, and those things are social constructs. You get me? A lot of those things that we're talking about, and I think this is the byproduct of these things because it divides us, and people believe different things, and people look different, and you lean towards what you know in it. Your friendship group and your people are like-minded individuals, or people that look like you, or people that believe the same things. So then, when someone believes different, that's other. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then that's how all these problems come along.
But doesn't religion? Well, I'm asking the question here. Can religion further facilitate the divide if you follow your religion like perfectly?
If you follow it perfectly, can it further the divide? Yeah, definitely. Religion is very divisive, but I'm aware though because I think religions are social constructs. You get me? I'm more of a spiritual person. I have like a personal connection with God in the way that I feel about life and stuff like that. It's not necessarily the religion. I don't believe that. If you pick, you're going to hell because you don't believe in my religion. Like, if that makes sense, you're supposed to believe that only Christians are gonna grant access to heaven. You get me? And if you pick the wrong religion, or if you praise the wrong God, then you're not going there. And I don't somehow feel like that's right. I feel like devout Muslims, good people who've lived their life the right way, are gonna make it there too.
Yeah.
I mean, some people say no, it's not possible. There's one true God, and if you don't subscribe to this, you've got it wrong. You know what I'm saying? That also plays into the divisiveness. You know what I'm trying to say? When you're telling people they're going to hell, essentially. That don't sit well with some people. It's like, what the hell are you talking about? Who are you talking to? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I don't think you might believe in the concept of hell. Am I mistaken?
Where did that come from?
No, I was just typing something and I heard hell. And you, Max is speaking to you like, you're on the same type of wavelength. I don't think you're are.
Do you know why? Because I think for me, a lot of the time when I'm if I talk about religion or whatever, I don't necessarily, depending on the context of whatever, where the conversation is going to go, I don't challenge somebody's belief of heaven and hell because I don't think it's that valuable. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's not that I don't believe in hell or whatever. I just don't really think about it necessarily. Because again, going back to that whole thing about what we were talking about the island and stuff and determining what's good and what's bad. If you're doing that, if there's 7 different islands, seven different climates, right? Your ideas of good and bad would be different. Especially when you add in different personalities and different responses to the stimuluses in your environment and stuff, right? So then with time, your culture will be different. You will look different and things of that nature. So that means the God that is telling you to do X, Y, and Z is telling you to do different things. And so the religion will be cemented and it'll be different. And then when you bring everybody together in one big island, there'll be the division, right? And so even if you follow your particular religion to a T, that will further the divide. So the atheist, now bring it back to the atheist again, would this not further add credence to the atheist's position and maybe dismantle what you were saying earlier about being unhinged and capable of anything? Because what we're seeing is potentially people with different belief systems having those dividing lines, being able or willing to kill to keep theirs, what they believe to be true, because it's giving them life. It's for thousands of years or hundreds of years in their particular island. And the atheist saying, none of you guys are talking the truth anyway. Like, drop these things and let's all live.
Sorry. Do you believe in hell?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's what I was talking about.
Yeah, but I was really in it to the overall thing.
No, you said that. I understand
you
you saying that you don't push back on people because it's not important when they share their opinion. But I was talking about your opinion.
Why are you of the opinion that he doesn't believe in hell?
Because of what he communicates to me when I talk about him. Even just now, it sounds as though he doesn't. He said he doesn't think about it.
Yeah.
So that suggests in that sitting, well, think about it now. Do you believe in hell? You sound, because remember before he had said he was a Christian. Then he said, not really sure.
I just don't. Do you know, I'm one of those people, I guess, who, because of what I've read and studied for years and years now. Yeah,
Is it easy for you to sit over there so you can see me, or do you not care?
No,
you can't see me.
No, it's fine.
All right, cool. You don't want to watch me. So.
No, it's good because I still see you like this, innit? When you do, you know what I mean?
Sorry.
So it's still the same.
I mean, optically, you might be.
His neck is creaking, man.
No, but when I'm like this, I'm comfortable in it.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, I don't mind.
In the screen, you're just talking to a little hole in the wall.
All right, let me go there. All right, one sec.
Because I do believe that some people aren't really sure where you stand, with your faith, right? Yeah. Some people have told me Iman is definitely Muslim. I'm like, I don't know about that, right? He said, but he's there a Nation of Islam member. I said, cool, but I don't think he's Muslim. And then some people say, nah, he's definitely Christian. I said, I don't know about that. So for different people, you're different things.
Not all.
I'll put it on. For different people, you're different things,
Yeah,
and you like that.
I prefer it that way,
Yeah,
to be honest with you.
Do.
Because what, like we're kind of discussing, it brings about so much division, man. You know what I mean? And I think from the people that I respect and look up to in history and stuff, people like Marcus Garvey, he was able to have his belief system, believe it in his house. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't allow it to prevent him from creating an organization that valued everyone's personal belief, but put blackness at the forefront. That's my thing. So this is why I am not interested in, I won't say I'm not interested, but I don't think it's important to talk about my personal belief like that, because I believe everyone's belief should be personal. And when it gets in the way of our liberation, when it gets in the way of working together and seeing me as your brother and seeing you as my sister, and then what really is good? What's the point in your religion? Like I said on the show countless times, if your religion doesn't help you in the life now, it is, respectfully, it's not something worth having. That's my personal belief, though. You lot might be okay with just waiting for the heaven and the hell sort of aspect of it. And that's bogus to me. I believe it should help you in the now. If it don't help you in the now, what's the point? That's how I see it.
Sorry, I wasn't. Did he say he's a Christian or a Muslim? What did he say?
That's not important, man.
Cool.
He said it's not important.
All right, okay.
Puts blackness first, and he's leaving all that stuff in his house.
Yeah.
But he did say, if your religion doesn't help you in your life, in the present, now, then it's rubbish. It's nonsense.
Fair. All things ideal, the perfect world. Would you still be like black first and then religion? If there's no inequality, if there's nothing to fight against,
I wouldn't.
What would you then do?
Probably just my worship of my creator. Yeah. Blackness is, I mean, in the particular context, blackness don't mean that in any way. But it's a political stance that the world moves and responds to. And we're always on the harsh end of it.
All right. So after the struggle is finished, we've won.
Yeah.
There's now equality. There's no injustice as it pertains to racial divides and whatnot. You then basically worship the creator alone, right? What?
It would just be
What's the instructions? Whose instructions?
It would just be what it is now, just minus the focus on the blackness.
Yeah. But what manuscript are you following?
It would be like go back to what we're talking about. It would literally just be what's productive for us. I believe that
Who's us?
for whoever you are, it could be your community or it could be you as an individual. Whatever is productive. If it's something that takes away the quality of life, then I don't think it's from God. If it is something that boosts our quality of life, then it's from God.
So it's anything, any manuscript that basically produces like growth within the community.
Yeah, potentially. If it's productive, then
Productivity
yes.
within the community.
Yeah, furthers your
But
community's
don't
life.
all of the religions offer that? Their manuscripts, don't they offer that?
I mean,
Don't they expose that?
potentially, but some better than others.
Talk to me.
I don't want to say which ones are better than others, in my opinion.
Isn't he here, Max?
You're there. You're in the room.
You dug this grave.
It's just me because again, it furthers the divide in it. But more so, some cultures, I guess, some religions may prioritize just certain things. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Come on, go on to the
I'm
list,
trying
man.
to think.
Come on, man.
Honestly, it's whatever it is. I'm trying to think of something that you might find in different religions but one religion to me is more productive in that particular area. I'm trying to think of something. I can't think of something right now.
Of course you can't.
No, I can't. But I'm just.
You can't think of no areas where one religion is more productive than the other.
No, not at the moment. If you give me one, I can.
Of course.
I don't know. I was
Help
thinking-
help him.
No, because I'm not running. You know what I mean? I'm just. I just
Demi,
can't
can
think
you
of
see this?
something.
Yeah.
I just thought you okay because I thought you would be able to draw things that you're from your personal
100%.
beliefs, and then things that maybe align. Like, sorry to bring it back up, but
Don't
maybe
apologize,
like
bro.
Polygyny.
and these things.
All right.
And
Then.
I'm not bleeding you there, but I'm just saying if you were going to look for an example, you would pick something with my personal beliefs.
Okay,
lie,
yeah,
and
exactly.
then
That's true.
Find a religion and then merge it and say. And I'm just
thank you for that. 100%. If, for example, we lived in a world where, for example, like we are kind of right now, right, where we're not producing enough children to look after the next generation that's coming, then maybe polygyny would be an answer in that particular thing. If I believe that was a good answer for it, rather than a belief system, a manuscript that speaks about only monogamy.
So it's possible.
Yeah.
Sorry, finish your thought.
Because the
Sorry for
monogamy
interrupting.
might not produce the kids fast enough for us to survive and thrive as a world.
Yeah. So it's possible for you to change your
100%.
belief
It has to.
system.
It has to.
And you can change your God.
It wouldn't be changing your God. It would be
Well,
just
some of these particular manuscripts belong to different gods.
yeah. But remember, if you're starting from the belief system that there's only one supreme being, then you wouldn't see it as changing gods. You know what I'm saying? You just see it as
So that's what you're not going to change. The fact that there's one.
yeah. I wouldn't, yeah.
So you're limited in what you actually look to subscribe to.
I mean, you may call it limited. Yeah, I don't know, but I'm trying to think of what especially in Africa, I'm trying to think of what African culture off the top of my head that doesn't have one supreme being. You know what I mean? So that's shaping my perspective as well. I'm an African man. You know what I mean? Like Yoruba culture, whatever culture, it's one supreme being. You know what I mean? So, yeah. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking if you were to speak to you, if you would be confused a lot of time. Because I don't know if I'm being purposefully obtuse.
Okay, talk to me.
Because I don't know if it is that you're being as clear and simple in your responses as I require you to be part of this conversation.
Okay. What am I not clear on?
So initially you had said that the God that you look to serve, because that's the manuscript that belongs to that particular God, would be contingent on the progress and sustainability of the community in which it is that you're in.
Put it this way. I think I know where you're going. Put it this way. If your standpoint is that you believe all of these, again, going back to the island thing, remember, all these cultures have different environmental factors, different ways of life, different things that determined or influence what they see as good and bad. Then, following this premise, Then they attribute all of that to God to cement it, right? So now when you're coming and looking at these cultures, you're seeing their God cementing this. But what if it's one God? If your belief system is one God, then that means, going back to what we were saying earlier, it was never that one God who told them anything anyway. They just used that one God to cement everything, because everything was a response to their surroundings and what was productive for them to survive and to thrive. So when you're going around reading these different manuscripts or listening to the different oral traditions, and they've got different ideas, different things will pique your interest, and you may adopt different things. But you wouldn't think that you're adopting the belief system or the instructions of their unique gods. You would see it as the instructions of one God given to a particular people at a different time or at particular times for a particular reason. So for instance, if I was somebody who lacked discipline, right? And I said, you know what, I want to, how do I sort my life out, man? I feel like the best way to do it is to communicate with my God, but I need structure. I may not, I'm definitely not sending no shots at nobody at all. Disclaimer. I may not say to myself, I want to be Christian, because maybe grace and being free isn't good for somebody who lacks the discipline. They may say, you know, I need the rigidity of a 5 prayers a day. I need structure like that, so that something reminds me to dedicate time to my creator. Do you get what I'm saying? So that might be something you might take out from Islam rather than Christianity. Do you know what I'm saying? So, but you wouldn't necessarily see it as, oh yeah, well, the Islam God gave me that, and then I'm going to go to the Christian God for turn the other cheek. Do you get what I'm saying? Instead of jihad. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, you just see it as one God revealing different things to these different people because they needed these different instructions to survive where they were, to respond to the different things that affected them where they were. And now you are there, absent of all these different things, just choosing what's best for you in the now. But in 100 years from now, it may change. You may need a different belief system when you're coming up against war, or when you're coming up against natural, like volcanoes and bloody hurricanes and stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's all different. Whatever is going to make you survive is the best thing. Because what's the point if you're dead?
So you're also saying if your community is captured by another community, another culture, you should adopt their faith because you realize that your new environment is not conducive to.
No, not at all. Because even though you were captured, your thing might be better for you. You might still think it's better for you. So look at when the Hebrews were taken over by was it Babylon? And you had Daniel, you had Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego, and them man there, yeah.
Do you believe this to be a true story, or another one of these parables that you keep saying that the Bible's riddled with?
I'm just using it as a true story.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, because we know they were in captivity, right? But those three individuals, who knows if they do? I don't think it's important. But the moral of the story, or one of the things in the story, is that they kept their belief system. When they were chose to worship the god of Nebuchadnezzar and them, and they refused, right? There was consequences for it. But there were things in their belief system that they believed should survive where they are, irrespective of how difficult it is being under the colonial power of the day. Do you know what I'm saying?
What happened at the end of that story? How did they get liberation?
What happened? They were thrown in the fire.
Yes.
And an angel appeared there.
Yes.
Liberated them, etc.,
Yes.
etc. That's it.
All right. So you said it's a true story, yes?
I didn't say that. But
wait. Max, what did he just say?
He said he's taking it as a true story.
What are you doing?
He's telling it as a true story.
What are you doing?
I didn't say it's a true story. I don't know if it's true. But I
said
did say that they were in captivity. But I said to you that the people there, I don't know if... I said it's not important.
Yeah, but he asked you, is this a parable or a fable? Or,
No, but I don't
you said,
know.
I'm telling this as a true story. So you're taking it as a true story. As you're speaking.
Yeah, but personally, as in Emmanuel, it doesn't matter to me if it is. But I'm just saying, me relaying it in this, I'm talking about this story like it's real. You know what I'm saying? Because to me, myth is real. I've said this all the time. It doesn't need to be historically accurate to me.
Why I honed in on that particular point was, if you follow the story through, you now see that a particular God actually came through in a physical way to liberate them.
Yes.
It's easy for them to be saying, yeah, I'm following you because of what happened.
But it's after the fact, though.
What is after the fact?
You know what I mean? Like, it's you're talking about the individuals that were
100%.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, after the fact, they were in the fire. Remember, on the way to the fire, right?
Yes.
They might have been doubting.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, lesser men may have doubted.
Yes. Yes.
But after the fact,
Yes.
it's like, yeah, we
Yes.
made the right decision, guys.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Wonderful. Wonderful. And it's easy for them to now continue holding on to that particular belief because the real world experience of them being saved is still in their memory banks, right?
Yeah.
So nobody else can come to them. Doesn't matter if they're captured or whatnot. They know that particular God that they serve is real,
Yes.
and that speaks to
You know, listen, I don't want to cut you. Go on.
that speaks to people having their own testimony as to what has God done for them, right? What tangible change has He done to transform their life, transform their thinking, and nobody can come and shake that particular faith from them once they've reached there. Do you understand? Doesn't matter what type of tricks they see from anybody else, what other religion or God or deity that exists over there. They know that a personal relationship that they have with this particular person or this particular entity is unwavering. It's completely like separate, completely separate.
But you know, every culture.
Separate meaning like wavy. Yeah.
but you know, every culture is going to have similar stories.
Yeah. And
Do you believe there's only one God?
no, I need to expound on that. There's a capital G
There's lower G's.
and there's lower G's. There's always a boss man or boss
supreme
woman, boss
being.
day. Yeah.
So you believe in multiple gods, but there's
100%,
the one.
$120%.
There's the God of gods,
Yes.
basically, the
Yes.
All Father.
Yes.
Okay.
Do you also believe that?
What? That there's other gods?
Yes.
I've been maybe you can just kind of come around to that idea.
Okay.
So, well, I was asking you. So, at least say that with the Abrahamic religions and stuff like that.
Yes.
Yeah, obviously, the religions are different, but do you believe that they're praising the same God? The reasons for them being different is culture, upbringing, language, distance, the way stories get told, Chinese whispers. The world was a much bigger place back then, so there's nothing to verify. So obviously, that's the reason for their differences in the actual religions and the makeup. But do you believe they're worshipping the same God,
Emmanuel?
whether they know it or not? If that makes sense.
Emmanuel?
Why do you want to answer the question first?
I have my answer. I just
Do you know
don't
what
want
it
to be your answer to be informed or influenced by mine.
This may sound like I'm tap dancing. I don't intend to. But I think it depends on the individual. The reason why I'm saying that is because you got to look at the history of these belief systems. All of them, right? When you step out of that belief system, so you've come to a particular land, you've seen, I don't know, the Arabians, for example, they're worshipping Allah, right? When you've come there, you are not seeing, or at least thinking, that is the supreme being, necessarily. Because of that, automatically, you think they're worshipping a different God to who you're worshipping. Because the instruction you got from your God on your island, you know what I mean? Why has he told them different things? If Marx has told me everything about himself, and I go somewhere else and somebody tells me about completely different things, one of us didn't meet you. Do you get what I'm saying? At least that's what your perspective would be. So when it comes for us to both come together and pray, what's the psyche of the individual? Do you get what I'm saying? Because I may think I'm praying this God, that person may think they're praying to that God. But if a individual, one of the people say, irrespective of this, I see the instruction coming from man, cemented by God, then really we are praying to one God. I just believe the instruction was for a particular time. If that makes sense.
Did it make sense to you?
I can kind of follow his train of thought. What's your answer?
No. It's not the same God.
Okay.
No. Fully. No. So Curtis Jackson here. Can you read that, please, Emmanuel?
Yes.
Brent is a born-again Christian. How can he believe there are multiple gods?
All right. So in the Bible, God says,
Talk to them, bro.
I don't want anybody worshipping any other gods other than me. That's in the Bible.
True indeed.
Right? So 100%, I believe that there are other gods out there. But what I see as other gods are those fallen angels parading as gods. False idols.
Hence lower G's.
Hence lower G's. I hope that's clear.
Okay.
I've said this before, though. Yeah, I've said it before.
Might drop. So do you know? Okay, cool. So, do you know any of the other gods?
Yes.
Which
Not
one?
by, I don't
Not personally.
Don't suffer them.
No, not personally like that. I don't mean like, I mean like, do you know any of them by name?
Their names in the Bible. Their
Baal.
names in...
Baal.
They're
They're different names.
But they're the fallen angels. They're the watchers that were fallen, that were masquerading as gods. They were the ones that fell with Lucifer, that masquerading as gods. Just bear them. Just bear them. Bear.
So do you believe in Odin and them, man?
Yes. Not believe in, as in I worship.
No, you don't worship them. You believe
100%
they
yes.
exist. They're
100%.
true.
And bear in mind, he could have paraded as some other god to some other culture, some other civilization.
So how did, in your head, why did the one true living God? I'm assuming this. You have to correct me if I'm wrong.
And we will get back to Kyrie Irving because him saying that he's baffled as to why it is that we got hung and cheese. I don't know why. Why he's so baffled. Hatred is hatred. You know, people find different ways to kill, and I'm sure that they even used ways that they read about previously to do that. I don't think they invented hanging black people from trees. Right? People used to be hung from a tree before, right?
Yeah.
And does it not also kind of come from Cusides who hangs on a tree type thing?
Yeah, I guess so.
The
It could come there.
You know?
It could come from there. Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway,
I didn't
go
see
on.
that link. Yeah. Yes. So why? Again, I'm assuming here, but the supreme being, the one true big G. Yeah. Do you believe he only revealed himself to the Hebrews?
No, he's using just a lot of different communities.
Okay, cool. So did those other communities reject him, or
Yeah,
how did
possibly.
it work?
Possibly, yeah.
What do you mean, why possibly? Why not definitely? Yes.
Because I wasn't there.
No, because
I don't know who he basically presented himself to. I can only go by what has been recorded and now I've read. You understand?
So how do you know
That
then?
doesn't mean that it's what everything that's recorded doesn't mean that doesn't state everything that's happened. Do you understand?
Okay.
The things that recorded, yes, we now have an idea of what happened, but the things that weren't recorded didn't mean it didn't happen. You know, tree falling in the forest, if it isn't there, did
Yeah.
it really fall? You know?
Did you? Like, he gave me the statement. He told me the tree fell. Who cares whether I was there or not? If anybody heard it? Like, it did. Like, what are we doing here? If people are stuck in a cave, yeah, or some type of disaster, and you're praying to God, you're a devout Christian, you're praying to God to get me out of it for help the rest of the day. You're praying.
I don't think I'm devout, but
Okay, cool. But
I
you're
only
praying.
I like that title. Devout is a bit different.
Okay, cool. You're praying to Allah.
Nah, I'll keep devout. I don't know why I said that. Sorry, God. Sorry.
No, so people from different religions all praying, yeah, and then you don't get saved.
Yep.
Who's God helped?
That's what I'm saying.
Who won? Like who? You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Can you how are you supposed to?
No, I'm not as simple as that. I'm sorry.
What do you mean?
Talk to us, Ben.
So, your example you just used is I pray to my God, and somebody didn't come by and say, "Hey, who's in there?"
No, someone did come by.
Just
You are both praying at the same time.
at the same time.
Yeah, you are praying
So
at the same
how
time.
does one decide who? I don't understand what.
That's
what
what I'm
I'm
asking.
I thought they were separate times.
No.
All right. So at the same time you're praying,
To different gods.
It's different gods.
and how do I know that it was theirs that
Saved us.
saved us? Why? Because
Because I'm gonna tell you, my God saved us.
Yes.
And you're gonna say, "Are you mad? That was Allah." And you say, "What the hell are you talking about, rude boy? That was Jehovah Jireh. You was dead there. I was praying too."
yeah, all right, cool. I mean, no. What I'm saying is that for my benefit, that example is so rubbish. But what is better is if I was praying 2 minutes before and nothing happened, and they started praying, and seconds after they started praying, help arrived.
You'd convert.
No, I wouldn't. I said my brain is not as simple as that.
No,
then what would
because,
happen then?
So what would happen
I would
then?
say
What does that? What does that prove for
he,
you?
He took a while to arrive.
You see?
But that's what human beings do, right?
Exactly.
That's what human beings do.
Yeah.
Where my stance is, that exercise of prayer is not going to convince me that within seconds of him praying means that that person just appeared outside when he started praying. For me, I would say, no, he was on his way once he heard me and he just took a while to come. And when I just paused because I have to breathe, right? He started talking, and as soon as he started talking, this guy came. He didn't even hear him. He was still answering Michael.
So you ain't gonna give Donny no credit.
Impossible. And that's how my bias is set up.
That's and that's why religion stuff's so divisive.
Not really, because the
how
example
you
is
see
so poor.
what you
The
see
example is poor.
It is poor, but even what you see with your own eyes and what you've bared witness to.
No,
you're
don't
still
extrapolate that
gonna-
information and
you're
then
still
put it to
gonna
that.
accredit it to-
No, sorry. If you'd have told me that upon coming, the man then says, "I've been sent by Allah." Hey, there you go. I still wouldn't convert.
Of course you wouldn't.
I still wouldn't convert.
course not.
There might be the reason why I'm there. That might be the reason why I'm there.
To tell him and the messenger of Allah that you're wrong.
Crazy.
Yeah, this example is not for me. It's
Isn't
not
this
for me.
why we have wars then? Because the only way to determine whose God is real is for us to fight, and whoever's the victor, the God made them the victor.
I think the example was said by Esther when two boxers football game, Nigeria and Ghana, both are faith believing people. No, let me focus on just God. Christianity. Both of them are Christians, right? Both groups of footballers are Christians and their supporters are Christians. That's my scenario.
Okay.
Both of them are praying for a win. Upon winning, does it mean that God wanted the other team to lose? Does it mean that prayer doesn't work for the one that lost?
If you're accrediting the win to prayer, maybe God's got bigger fish to fry, and he doesn't even. He just said what happens, but it's the same thing when people go to war and they're man on the front line and they're both praying to God for victory, and one side wins. Are you saying God abandoned the other side? I'm saying God's above all this, and he didn't come down and make a choice for you lot. To the victor went the spoils. The best men won. I don't think he has a hand in this decision. I think there's bare things that God don't take a part in. Even when bad things happen and people say, why would God do this? It's
I
like
how you've now extrapolated that information and placed it on the bad things also. Precisely. That's
yeah,
the same.
God wouldn't do this.
Are we sure?
Huh?
Are we sure?
Sometimes
what are you saying? Are you sure about that?
About
God
the
looks
war.
the exact
About
the war that
Yeah.
that
pestilence and whatnot.
No, the if they fight, whoever wins, for example, like you're saying, God might not be involved in that war.
yeah, he's impartial.
So the reason why I'm saying that is because if I worship God B and you worship God A,
No, but I'm saying the same God.
okay, cool.
If
okay,
this is a different God,
yeah,
maybe his ego, he's gonna pull up, and then they're gonna have the fight, and then whoever wins,
yeah,
there's an argument for that.
yeah.
I'm saying the same God on two different sides on war, thousands of men on each side. There's gonna be lots of death, whatnot, and then the winner is gonna accredit their victory to God. That's what people will do, and that's what he's asking. Does it mean that God abandoned the other side or didn't want the other side to win? And I would be of the mindset that he didn't take involved in your petty human squabbles.
Why do you think? Why would God make that decision to not be involved?
Because what would his reason be to pick one or the other then?
Because of the ramifications. So, for example, if you pick a particular person or a particular side, how they perceive God in the future might not be the way he wants them to.
So it's about good or evil.
Or it might just be about.
So
why
did he decide to stop Hitler when he stopped him for? Why didn't he stop him before he took Austria and before he doing this? Why didn't he just get involved straight away and just did it there then? It don't make no sense.
But maybe it was for us to. This could be bare different possibilities though. It could be anything. But you still find a reason in it. Do you know what I'm saying?
And that's what humans want to do. They want to romanticize everything and find their reason in the thing. But I'm saying he's not involved in none of this stuff. I think it's more deeper decisions that
like
he
what
might.
then? What's deeper than war?
What did he say? Pussy.
He said, I thought that's the vibe you're going with. Say it. Don't be held back. Good morning, Badu.
What's deeper than war? Pussy is insane.
It's crazy.
That's the kind of person you think I am.
Yes. Because you went, Is this a stupid question?
I'm not even gonna lie. I'm a little bit upset that I didn't. That was good.
Good morning, Badu. How are you? We can't hear you.
Damn it.
We can't hear you. We can't hear you.
While we're waiting for Badu, people like the video, man. Great conversation.
Yeah, we can hear you now. Wonderful.
Yeah, boss. I'm just trying to get this on loudspeaker in it because I'm holding the phone up to my ear. But
Cool.
like, I was saying, like, in terms of religion, yeah, I feel like people just need to like actually just fully educate themselves in it because I feel like people are just going off what they feel. Like, you get what I mean? I feel like people should actually read all of the texts and actually choose what they want to believe in. Because I'm saying, really and truly, at the end of the day, guys are going off what they feel, but like when they end up in hell, they're gonna be pissed, bruv. I'm not gonna lie. Like, so, like you're going off the spirituality thing, but brother, you're gonna end up in the deepest pits of hell, and I'm saying no one's gonna save you there, fam. Your spirituality is not gonna save you there. So that's all I've got to say, like.
Sorry, I'm pointing to Emmanuel and saying he's talking to you, and Emmanuel's like, he's not talking to me. He's talking to you and Max.
Is that the case, Badu?
No, I'm just if the shoe fits, bro, it fits in it. I don't know.
I was reading. What was this
The shoe
statement?
fits, bro.
What was this statement? I heard hell.
So what, Badu?
I said, yeah.
So Badu,
One second. What did you say?
I said, yeah. Like, basically, I feel like people should do their like full research, like, because this is at the end of the day, bro. We're all gonna die, and I feel like, in some way, I feel like everyone believes in life after death. You get what I mean? So, I'm saying, just solidify, just make sure you're good in it in the afterlife, bro. Because you're basically playing Russian roulette with the thing, bro. Like just, I'm saying, just be 100% sure in it. That's what I mean.
Okay.
And spirituality is not gonna do anything for you, bro. Because like that's just going off feelings, bro. And feelings don't really help you in life, so they're not really gonna help you in death either.
So you're saying religion's more important than spirituality?
100%, bro.
Is it a particular religion or just?
Yeah, where do
Bro,
you
me personally, I'm Muslim, innit? The
Right
Bible,
then.
no disrespect,
Assalamu alaikum,
bro. The Bible has more updates than FIFA, bro. Like, like let's be real. Yeah, the only book that hasn't been changed is the Quran. Like, it's been carbon dated. It's been carbon dated back to like when the Prophet was alive and that.
Are you of the mindset that all Christians are going to hell?
Brother, I'm not good in it.
That's not
Like,
what
I'm not
I
gonna
asked
say
you. Don't skirt around now.
That's basically
No,
what
no. I'm not gonna say
It
that.
is
I'm
what
not gonna
he's
say
implying,
that.
but I want it in
He
a
doesn't
sentence.
stand by it. He
I want it in a
doesn't stand by it.
sentence. Stand on
Yeah.
business.
Brother. Nah. I'm not. Nah, I can't say that, you know, but like, I just believe Islam is the truth, and I'm saying, if you follow Islam, you'll surely be good in the afterlife, you know? That's what I believe.
So do you feel like
And Marks, you're going to Gambia soon, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah, so when you go Gambia, just like, because I'm Gambian as well, so like, I'm saying, just do your research, innit?
What, you think I'm going to convert in Gambia? I know it's a Muslim country, but most of the
Yeah,
majority.
just do your research, bro. I mean, there's some weird guys over there, but like, I'm saying, just do your research, man. Like, because you seem like a calm guy. Like, I've been watching your content for time. I've been listening to your music, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I want you to be on the right path, my bro, so.
I said I want you to go heaven, bro. So just go. Fair enough. What actual research should I be doing when I get there, though? Like, just look into.
Bro, I don't think you're going there on a religious trip, though. I'll be wrong. the way you've been talking, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, like, just grab a couple Qurans, grab a couple, like, you know what I'm saying, speak to a couple imams and thing, and you know what I'm saying, you'll be straight, bro.
Do you listen to any Christian apologists at all?
What do you mean by apologists, bro?
Those who kind of make it their career or life's mission to go back and forth, looking to argue the validity of the Bible. I
mean, brother, nah, bro, I got things to do, bro. I can't be sitting there wasting my time on that, bro.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of them basically go back and forth with Muslim apologists, right? And those people who have the time to do that, like I said, it's a profession, it's a vocation. I don't think anybody just does it because they have spare time on their hands or whatnot. But
Yeah.
that statement you made about the Bible having so many different updates, and as to why it is that you think it's false in relation to the Quran, is your
Yeah.
faith in the Quran just based on this belief that it hasn't been changed?
No, it's because like, bro, it's been backed by science and thing.
Science? Do you have a personal
yeah.
relationship with Allah?
No, I don't know him personally, innit? But like, I'm saying, it's been backed by science, bro. There's certain things in the Quran that were flipping the year 600 or whatever, 1400 years ago, that people are discovering now, but that's been in the Quran
Yeah,
for
but
Are
time.
you
Jesus-
aware that's the same with the Bible?
Yeah, but I'm saying the Quran is unchanged. The Bible
Yeah,
has
but
been changed by kings.
Jesus forwarded in it. That's how you got the New Testament. So forget the stuff what the kings done, which was blatantly obvious to serve their own purpose in society. Yeah, forget that. Yeah, but what about when God sent His Son, and Jesus came and expanded on the word, and that's why. That like the update, you might say more update than FIFA, but this update was official. The update came from homies you. You get what I'm trying to say? Like he came with the realness. That's why
They have Jesus in the Quran.
I'm just saying, yeah, but they don't see him the
Yeah, the
same way.
position is a bit different.
Okay, but
So
you know he's true. Yeah, but you know he's a real person again because he's in the Quran. You get what I'm trying to say? So that should also give validity to it. You get what I'm trying to say? That so from Old Testament to New Testament, there was ways that things was done in the olden days. Jesus have came down with word from God. Ain't that worthy of an update? I didn't
Yeah,
know
but
better.
I'm
I
saying
was
that
blind, but
there's
now
also,
I
like,
see. When you know
contradictions
better, you
in the
do better, right?
Bible.
yeah, you mentioned there were contradictions about any contradictions in the Quran?
No.
You see, this is where you're saying you're telling us to learn. You know, there are contradictions in the Quran, and I only
There's no
know,
contradictions
I
in
only
the
know
Quran,
this
bro.
only because I watch a lot of these apologetics debates back and forth, right? And that's the only way I'm able to now be like, oh, there's a whole world outside of where I am. But whatever helps you is what you should be focusing on, to be honest, and that's what you always say. right?
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't like coming on here and looking to shit on Islam or this that and that. I don't do that because I'm assured in my particular relationship with Jesus Christ, and I'm fine with that.
But by
Bro, to be honest, like I'm a young guy in it. Like I'm only 20, so like I still got a lot to learn in that. But like I feel like I'm on the right path in it. That's what I believe. But I mean, I believe that I believe that a book that has no contradiction, that is unchanged from the year that our prophet was alive, is the truth in it. And I'm saying there's science to back it. There's literally stuff in the Quran that talks about the firmament that people didn't discover until recently, stuff like that.
This is
like,
the same
Sorry,
for the Bible, bro.
I know you obviously. What is this science that backs up the Quran?
No, I mean, like there's certain scientific things like
Wow.
there's certain scientific things like
You're
the
talking about
fact
landmarks
that
and
the
stuff,
nerves, the fact that the nerves are in the skin, like little facts like that, like
Sorry,
people
what?
wouldn't have known in the year 600, bro. Like you need like advanced technology to discover certain things like that. I'm saying this came from a guy who was an illiterate. Like Muhammad couldn't read or write. You know what I'm saying? So for someone who couldn't read or write to tell you certain things that are being proven by science, by big scientists today, like you get what I mean, bro? It could only have come from God. That's what I'm saying.
Would you accept somebody else if today they told you something that we, as human beings, will only find out 400 years from now? Would you believe they came from God also?
I mean, I'm not going to be here in 400 years.
No,
So
but just using that as a thought experiment. Would you believe they also came from God as well?
Yeah, but like, is this like a totally like other reality? Like
No, same reality. Islam exists.
same reality, yeah. So, but like in the same Quran, it tells you that Muhammad is the last prophet. He's like the seal of the prophets. Yeah. So I wouldn't follow anything after that. Yeah. So I feel like it's done. Like,
yeah.
And all we're waiting for right now, like it really and truly, all we're waiting for is the end of the world, innit?
Yeah.
So we're just existing at this point. So nothing's really gonna happen.
What do you believe? What I don't know. How do I phrase this? It's a similar question I asked Brent. Why do you believe that the Supreme Being revealed themselves to the Arabs? For you,
because I feel like the Arabs at that time were the most misguided people.
Okay.
So yeah, it depends, innit? Because like, bro, it's like there's been millions of prophets, bro. Like we only know like certain ones in it, but like, bro, since the beginning of time, since Adam, between Adam and Muhammad, that's millions of years, really and truly. Yeah, so there's been millions of prophets, and all of them like came for a certain purpose. Some of them got killed, some of them were kings, some of them were slaves, but they're all prophets at the end of the day, and they're all men of God, innit? They all came for a reason. At the time, Arabs were fucking up, bro. They were doing mad thing, bro. They were doing madnesses out here. So that's why Muhammad was sent to them, and I believe that it's probably because they're the worst of people, like really and truly. But
so it's almost like God sent them somebody to redeem them, and since they were the worst,
literally.
Since they were the worst, whatever their remedy, their medicine was, is good enough, therefore, for the entire population of the world.
Literally, that's what I believe.
How do you feel about the Honorable Elijah Muhammad?
I think he's a fraud. Respectfully, yeah. I know Iman that hurts your soul, innit? But like, yeah, I think he's a fraud, bro. And I think that's a big disrespect, bro, for you to be tying your name to something, like to be calling yourself a prophet, like, brother.
He never called himself a prophet, though, you know.
Brother, isn't his title prophet?
Messenger.
Bro, it's same thing.
It's not, you know. That's why the Quran says that Muhammad, peace be upon him,
Muhammad is the messenger of Allah. Yeah, Muhammad is the messenger of Allah, but he's a prophet.
Yeah, but in that verse, it says Muhammad is the last prophet and messenger, right?
All right, so what's Elijah Muhammad doing?
No, I'm quoting that verse, right, to show that there's a reason why the Quran mentions prophet and messenger. Two different words, and you just use one. So Elijah Muhammad makes a distinction. He says, I'm not a prophet. I can send you the clip. He said, I'm not a prophet. The time for prophecy is done. What's the need for a prophet? I'm a messenger. You know what I'm saying? Because every now and again, people need to hear a message. And this is why.
But what's the message that he's sending, though, that we haven't already heard already?
Well, the message that you're saying that you heard, it didn't do anything for black people in America. You know what I'm saying? Respectfully.
Allow this, what's it called, man?
Well, blasphemy.
That, bro, please.
No.
Bro, Islam is for everyone. Like,
no, I hear what you're saying, and that's beautiful that you believe that, yeah? I believe it too, right? But it didn't do the work it needed to do in America for black people.
Brother, maybe because they were white man slaving up, like, doing up slavery, bro. That's maybe the reason.
No, wait, we're talking about after slavery. We're talking about after slavery. So even if that's your reasoning, why is it that Elijah Muhammad's version, if you want to call it a version, worked? And
brother, I think Elijah Muhammad should have like, I just think that he should have like allowed the religious route and just gone like became a Black Panther or something, bro, and just done that, bro. He could have got the same success.
He influenced the Black Panthers. The Black Panthers came from the nation.
Exactly. So I mean, he should have just gone straight there. Like, I don't understand why.
No, it's not a case of going. It's because the religion Islam came to America, and it didn't do the work that you're basically saying that it would do. And this is not a case of me indicting Islam, you know. At least Sunni Islam. I'm not indicting it. I'm not interested in that. This is why I said earlier, I believe black people, keep your religion, do your thing personally, keep it in your house. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to us fighting for liberation, let's find something that unifies us. But because you're mentioning it, I'm saying to you, that religion that you're saying is for the entire world. When it came to black Americans, it didn't have the effect that Elijah Muhammad's version did. And that's a fact.
Okay, I hear that. But there's black people all over the world, right?
Yeah.
Islam went to Africa before it went to America, right?
Yeah, 100%.
And Africans are doing well, are doing fine.
I mean, they were colonized and enslaved, yeah. Yeah,
but most of them, that's only a select few, bro. Like most of that, bro. Like, let's say 10%. 10%. 10% got sent to America. The other 90% was still there, bro. They didn't enslave the whole of Africa.
Who enslaved Africa anyway? From your perspective,
like white man, bro.
But do you know who enslaved Africa before the white man?
Arabs.
Yeah, with under what banner? Islam.
Do you think your religion is more important than your blackness?
Yeah. Because before I'm black, I'm Muslim, bro.
I hear it.
100%.
And I think that's what a lot of Christians say too. You know what I mean? Before I'm black, I'm Christian. You know what I mean? So I hear it. I remember one time, if you don't mind me saying the story, Bobby Kasanga. Yeah, you remember he used to have them clips where he's talking about certain stories in pen, right? I remember him saying something along the lines of him and one guy was boys, isn't it? But then he got like him and a black brother, yeah, boys. But he was Muslim and Bobby's not Muslim; he's Christian, I believe, yeah. But they're boys. But then Bobby got into something with some white guy in prison, yeah. But this white boy is Muslim. The black brother, because obviously he's his friend or whatever, said to him, "Yo, out of respect, I'm coming to you, but if this was to go further, I can't be on your side, Bobby. I've got to choose him because he's my Muslim brother." Now that may make sense to you, Badu. That can't make sense to me. That can't make sense.
But you put your blackness over your black is your whole identity, innit? Like you're black before anything.
It's not my whole identity, but it's because I recognize that whatever is out there in the world, right, doesn't see my religion, doesn't see none of that. It sees my color and treats me as based on my color. Black people are losing.
I know that, but like, bro, it's just the place we're living in, innit? We're living in the West. If you was to live in Saudi Arabia, bro, like, let's be real, Arabs are like, I probably shouldn't be like this direct, but like Arabs are very racist. Yep. But like at the end of the day, bro, they will treat you like a Muslim brother. Like they are very welcoming.
If I'm Muslim, right? Or you're saying even if I'm not Muslim?
But like bro, Muslims are taught to assume the best of people. Yeah. So if they see a person, in Saudi Arabia, they'll treat you nice, bro. They treat foreigners well. Like they treat even if you're not Muslim, bro.
Yeah.
And they treat you nice. They'll invite you. They'll pay for your food. They'll do this. Like they're hospitable.
100%. That's the beauty of Islam, though.
But we're living in the West, bro. These men enslaved us. What do you think they're gonna be nice to you?
Who you talking about white people though?
Yeah.
Yeah, but the Arabs enslaved us too,
bro. But like
for longer. Do you get
I don't know if they enslaved us.
I'm telling you for a fact. I know my history, man. You know what I'm saying? Like they went in, decimated Egypt, decimated the whole of North Africa. So don't get me wrong. A lot of us.
No, but I'm from West Africa. Innit?
Yeah, 100%.
They didn't do that to us, so.
No. That's not entirely true. Some of us got that in West Africa via trade, via just normal assimilation, right? But some of us got it in Africa via Arabs believing they were better than us. It's just a fact. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So again, I'm not trying to paint Islam in a particular way. I'm just trying to add the nuance that's necessary for it to be a honest conversation. You know what I'm saying? So I'm basically just saying, whatever religion it is, there's been people who have misrepresented it. You know what I'm saying? And so in this world, like you're saying, in the West, where people are treating us a particular way, they're not treating me and you differently. You're a Gambian, I'm Nigerian, yeah? Both of us, same. I'm assuming same skin complexion, right? They will look at us.
I'm a bit lighter than you, but
yeah, right. But they would treat us the same. They'll treat us the same, even though you tell me that my Islam is wrong. Do you get what I'm saying? So like,
I
wouldn't even call it Islam
for sake of religion. I think it's our blackness that connects us. I've got so many friends, like people that I consider family and that are Muslim.
This is it.
I don't believe what they believe. It does not make no difference to me. They are my brothers.
That's my best friend.
There you go. Like they are my brothers, and it's that brotherhood and that blackness that connects us that I'll put at the forefront of anything. I wouldn't turn my back on them because of religion. It's impossible. I don't know if that means I'm practicing my religion right or not. I don't know. But
no, I mean, I hear that, but like at the same time, I agree with Mark's kind of, because like even though I put my religion before my blackness, bro, I'm Muslim. I was born Muslim. But bro, I got tattoos all over me, bro. And when people see me, when people look, when I go to like, bro, don't do that. Like, I was misguided. Innit? I was misguided. But like, I was doing fuckery, innit? But like, when people see me, bro, they judge me instantly. You know what I'm saying, bro, there's people that go to the Kaaba, like the people that go pilgrimage in Mecca, bro, with tattoos all over their body. And in Mecca, like as a man, you can't really cover your whole body. Like the way you're dressed, you're like kind of exposed, innit? All the way to your belly button. Yeah, so like, bro, your whole body is exposed. And I'm saying, if people can accept you over there, like, brother, why are man judging you on the streets of London, bro, when there's way more fuckery going on? Like, I just want to go pray, like, and you're beefing me. But if man was to rob you, like you'd give him your shit. Like, you get me? You'd be so respectful to him, but you want to disrespect me because I got tattoos on my body.
Mm.
You get what I mean? But yeah, I'll just leave it there. I'm not trying to stay too long in it, but like, yeah.
That's a good call,
Appreciate
man.
the time and that.
Good morning, Joshua.
Thanks for
Thank you
calling,
very
man.
much. What did you say your name was?
Badu.
Badu.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Big up Badu, man. Appreciate
Have
the
you
call.
ever seen those people walking with the lions in the country close to Gambia? Badu?
It's gone.
Is he gone?
Yeah.
Damn it. Good morning, Joshua.
Morning, man. How you doing?
No, you're very, 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 very extremely low. Your volume is extremely low.
I'm low, yeah?
Yeah.
Is it any better? Is it
Much
any better?
better. Much better.
Okay, amazing. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, I kind of lost track of what that guy was saying, man. Like, respectfully, I'm a Christian, innit? Respectfully, I just think Islam's wrong, innit? So it's, but the arguments that he was coming with are just the things that the imams tell you. There's no substance behind them, innit? Not as an attack at him, innit? Like he said, he's young, innit? And he has less experience, but I joined when there was an argument. I kind of forgot what it was, so I don't have anything to say anymore. Sorry.
I mean, again, this is what I was just saying.
Also,
okay, go on. Hello?
So you asked me a question, yeah? Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. Gambia. Have you been to Gambia?
But I lived there for 12 years, yeah.
All right. The lions that you see people walking behind, like holding a stick, that's a country next to Gambia, right? Have you ever done that?
Yes, nah.
Did you say Senegal?
Yes, in Senegal.
All right. Do you know how, if I went to Gambia, because Marcus is going to Gambia, but he wants to basically walk with the lions, but he realized it wasn't in Gambia. He's trying to say, it's too long now. Is it that long to get to Senegal to walk with the lions?
I mean, it depends on how you're going, innit? If he can, bro, I don't know about his finances, innit? But like, it's kind of expensive to like fly to Senegal. So I think a car would be cheaper, but like, it takes about 6 hours, bro. And bro, it's hot. Like, you don't want to sit in that car for 6 hours, bro, in that scorching heat, bro. It's not worth it.
See, Brent, can't go.
To be honest, Heather did it. So I don't know if it is you're saying that you are less capable than Heather. She's a woman.
That means she's probably more capable.
What is it?
That means she's probably more capable, Brent. I'm being serious with you. Women are exceptional. She's not going to trick me out my feminist position.
Thank you, Badu. Thank you very much for your contribution. Please call in more often.
Yeah, man.
I want to see where your mind is at in 2 years, 3 years, 4 years time, because you definitely have a lot of learning to do. Even in how it is you communicate about other people's faiths, knowing that you are a Muslim. I don't know if it is that you would approach it the same way in 2 years' time.
No, I mean, I understand that, like, I have to be more respectful of it, but like, I just don't care.
Joshua wasn't, so I mean...
Well, yeah, appreciate the time.
But thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks, man.
You got nothing to say to Joshua?
What was it again?
He basically said if Islam.
No, but you know the thing is, this is why, again, yeah, I don't like to get into these discussions, because we're all black people talking right now, and yet we've got this divide. Don't get me wrong, I know in life there's going to be, like, we could just be in a car going to Birmingham, and we may, disagree on the route to get there. It's fine, but religion is one of those big things that prevent us from coming together and being a united force to destroy our enemy.
It's because of people's beliefs, and once you make certain statements, like either of them might have
Exactly.
made, the person on the other side, they're not. You can't.
This is what I'm saying.
You can't receive that. Like, you get what I'm trying to say? Like, you can't receive it. Then the only stance is defensive, really and truly.
Yeah.
You get what I'm trying to say? Once you come and tell me I'm going to hell or everything I believe is bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if it's maybe there's different ways that people need to learn to communicate their things or something. I don't know. There's loads of words at our disposal in the English language. You can be mindful of which ones you pick to get your opinions across.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? But the ones that people usually try to use, they cut like a knife, and it caused the division that we're talking about. And it's literally hard to have these conversations and keep it there. You get me? Like, someone's gonna rock up and say something inflammatory, and then just everything just disintegrates.
Yeah, man, it's a shame.
I'm alright with that, to be honest.
Why?
You're cool with
Because
that?
the conviction, I like the conviction, man. Just as long as it is you're not looking to basically go and hurt somebody, speak as plainly as you want to speak.
I
Because
hear it.
whatever argument you present, just make sure it's sound. That is it. Because it's a reasoning of argument. That's all it is, right?
So you're prepared to sit here and say that other people from other religions are going to hell? You're cool with that?
Me, I don't choose that particular way to communicate. No,
No, but do you believe that statement?
I believe that. That's
Oh,
the sentence.
it-
That I 100% believe that. That's what
Okay.
it says in the Bible.
Okay.
And they would say the same for me.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't go and look to antagonize people off the back of that. That's not what I am instructed to do. I'm instructed to go and share the word. Do you understand? To reason with them. Show me your argument. I'll show you my argument. I'll try to, talk until the Holy Spirit comes. That is it. I just have to keep it distracted until Holy Spirit. That is it. So I don't know. I don't lead with that. That's not what I do. No.
okay, fair
But
enough.
it always come up in conversation, especially, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and again, I understand Baddy's position when I was talking about the situation in prison with Bobby, innit? But to me, it's like, and even Bobby himself was thinking, like, from what he was saying in the clip, like, why would you do this sort of thing? And in my head, I'm thinking exactly. But it makes sense to him because he puts Muslim above his blackness. Even though we live in the West, like Baddy was saying, knowing that white supremacy, people that look like the guy you're looking to defend, will kill you and oppress you every day.
In that same sitting, though, you did sit there in this new chair and said, after there is equality, then your blackness ceases to exist.
Yeah, because there's equality. But the
And
equality,
that's why some people say, before I am black, I am who God sees me as, my spirit.
100%. But we've got like real problems right now.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
And that's a different thing. You can say, okay, I understand that, but right now, what do you see? And then, but the person might say, I find it difficult to now see past my blackness because you're now looking at me and you're looking to kill me because I'm black. So in the real throes of living, yes, this may be an affront. This may be the thing I'd have to focus on first before I then move on.
Yeah.
But that's why I asked you, if all things were ideal, like what would you then to yourself? And for those who basically already put themselves in here before there was blackness, before and after there is blackness, who is there? And there's the eternal. And that's why it is that they will say, I am Christian before I am black.
Yeah, I hear it. It makes perfect sense. You know what I'm saying? But I just feel like, going back to what I said earlier, if your religion doesn't assist you in the now, if it divides your community,
Fair.
what's the point?
That's the beauty of TMB. We welcome all blacks.
True indeed.
And mixed races and
True
quarter
indeed.
and eighth, even white passing, just as long as it is your ally. We won't call you one of us other than support.
Morning, fellas.
Who's that?
Good morning, good morning.
Is that cool?
Yeah, I just joined the Discord. This from Discord, Leroy.
Oh,
Jeez, big up Leroy, man.
first time caller. Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Man, good. Yeah, man, good show y'all got going on, man. I'm tuned in from across the pond, man.
All right,
Nice,
then.
nice.
Y'all doing good work, man.
Thank you. What are your
Appreciate
thoughts? I want you to shake the table.
I'm a Christian over here in the States, and I heard what the Muslim guy was saying. I mean, I can't condemn nobody about their spirituality. We could just preach the gospel, and you will go your own way. You can join or you can't, but I can't condemn you to hell. Like, that's not for me. That's what God does. And in the Quran, like, their God isn't their father. Like, our God is our father. We have a relationship with him. It's super complex, but it's not I wouldn't say it's a competition, but I like how the brother was bringing up how Islam was inspired and how it traveled through Africa. Like, if the young brother knew these things, he wouldn't be so gung-ho about it. Like, if he knew what Islam did to his country and what it did to his people and how it spread through the East, I don't think he would be so forefront with his, like, the way he trying to push it on everybody. Because he would see.
Sorry to cut you, but you're aware of what Christianity done to our people and stuff and that, though. And you feel how you feel about Christianity, ain't it? Ain't it one of the same? or even different? Because you're saying he's not aware. He's
Yeah,
so
I
he's
feel
speaking
like
from a
it's
place
I
of
feel like
ignorance.
it's
But
different.
you have knowledge of what Christianity
Yeah.
done and how they've used
Yeah.
it to help enslave our people and stuff like that. And you're still Christian, so
Yeah, I'm
how's that
still
work?
Christian. No, because the point of view I have is Islam came for 500 years. They pillaged and raped and slaughtered everybody. And then Christianity came and wanted to get the Holy Land back. That's the story that I learned through the Knights and the Templars.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry to
So
cut you.
that's how
Keep
that
going.
went. That's how it came from the Roman Church and made it over there to Africa. It's sort of similar to how capitalists move with communism. Anytime capitalists sniff communism, they come and they try to eradicate it. So
Sorry,
the same way Islam.
Sorry, Leroy. Because I was just reading something in the comments, I missed the thing you said about Christianity. Can you repeat that again, please?
Demi would never.
Which
part?
About what was it?
About the Crusades?
Coming back to
the Crusades.
But basically your answer to what Mark's question about knowing what Christianity did in Africa. Why is it okay for you to take on Christianity, but Badu is ill-informed or misinformed in taking on Islam? Like if he knew, for example, what Islam did in Africa, why is it okay for you, but it's not okay for him, given the histories?
Because I feel like Christianity came to like save the people. It wasn't to like oppress the people.
Why do you say that?
Because in the end, Christianity is about salvation and the second life and like the Mosaic laws. Yeah, and free will. Like Islam is not free will. Islam wants you to do set amount of things and you get nothing for it. You're not granted the afterlife. Like you're not guaranteed that.
But
Christianity, you submit and you will get salvation.
But in Islam, you would be. Why wouldn't you get salvation? Why wouldn't you get heaven if you do the things written in the Quran?
So are you a Muslim? What guarantees you salvation? How do you know you're going to Jannah? You won't know until you die, right?
Yeah, but just isn't that the same with Christianity?
So you're not guaranteed, right?
Isn't that the same with Christianity?
No.
What's the difference?
No. You are guaranteed salvation.
Yeah, but you won't know till you get there, though. Like you can say it right now, but your passport, you could give it. Like how do you know? You're here. Do you get what I'm saying? Like a Muslim believes he's going to get there based on words in the Quran. You believe you're going to get there based on words in the Bible.
Right, but it's not of works or faith, or it's not of just works. It's works and faith. It's like I know I have the guaranteed ticket. Like I have the ticket.
No, I hear you. I
understand. The ticket isn't presented to you.
Yeah, but that's only because of what you've read and believe. Do you get what I'm saying?
So what do you believe? What is your belief about Jannah?
It like I want to leave my personal.
I'm trying to get your grasp of it because you being a contrarian, so I want to understand your grasp of your religion.
It's more so like my personal belief is, regardless of how I see and perceive God and all that sort of stuff, I like to keep that personal. And the reason is because of what I was saying earlier, which is manifested now, right? That there's so much division in the black community, and because of that, we can't move as one to defeat white supremacy, imperialism, colonialism. That's the issue I have. If we all kept all of these spiritual beliefs indoors, I think when we come out of our house to face our enemy, we'll be better aligned.
For real.
You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why I don't like to talk about it too much. But the reason why I'm pushing back on you, it's not because I'm saying that your belief is wrong or rubbish, you know. It may surprise you what I believe. But what I am saying is, what you're saying you believe, you have to understand that it's equivalent to what a Muslim believes in the Quran. There's literally no difference to what you're saying. And also, if you go back to the history as well, you mentioned that Christianity came to save. 1665, the first ship that took our people to America was called Jesus. The ship was called Jesus, bro.
Tell me where in the Bible that is, though.
Where what is?
Like, it's not there. Where it's okay and it's sanctioned to do that, because that's not the case.
Yeah, but a Muslim will say the same thing.
Just to ask you a quick question: are you saying that Christianity is not an African? There's no origins of Christianity in Africa?
Oh, I would never say that.
Before slavery, he said before that. Yeah, there is. So he's not saying that.
Most of the church fathers, especially during the critical time of Christianity, were Africans. Tertullian was an African.
mean, so
you know what I mean?
So,
Cyril
so
of
we have
Alexandria was
two
an
sets
African.
of slavery. You got the transatlantic slave,
Yeah.
so which is Christian, and then you have the Arab, which
Yeah.
is Muslim.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but show me the peaceful Muslims.
Oh, come on.
Where the peaceful Muslims at?
Come
There's
on.
loads of most of them
You
are
can't.
I
peaceful.
know
Let's not
so
even
many
go down
peaceful
that road.
Muslims, man.
Because that's not
They're the most peaceful.
I'm from
Emmanuel's
East
a
London.
peaceful man.
I grew up in a,
He on madness.
I grew up around Muslim people my whole life, and there were so many peaceful Muslims. Islam gets such a bad rap. Like that's.
I know it's crazy. Christians get bad raps too, but it's just like to a certain extent. Like in the Christian world, you have the Catholic Church. Like we do have the Catholic Church, and it's you got Mary and the Pope and that stuff. It's its own world.
Yeah, but you're saying
But
all of
there are
that. Sorry.
there are
Go.
some atrocities in the Muslim world today, as well as in the Catholics. So I don't know. It's just that other side of the world is so different. Like what is that? The Eastern Hemisphere or something? Like that side of the world is so different.
Are you talking about like in Arabia and the UAE and that? Is that what you mean?
Like ain't y'all in the East? Ain't y'all in the East? Right?
Oh, you're talking about in England right now, where we are?
Yeah, England.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool, okay. Because
like England, Middle East, like that whole side of the world. Like I'm in America.
yeah, but the Middle East is thousands, like 10,000 miles away from us. You know what I mean? Like completely different. but I
ain't this
get
the
what you're
Eastern
saying.
Hemisphere though?
I get.
No, I'm not tripping.
Yeah, but
Nah,
like
you're tripping. This is the Western Hemisphere, bro.
Oh, y'all in the West too.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Geography. Look,
Thank
I'm
you.
American. I
Yeah,
told
yeah.
y'all I'm American, and we bringing up geography. Like, suck at that. Come on, man.
I'm glad you said it.
Well, just to go back to your point here, just the last thing I'll say here, this religion thing is supposed to be divisive because this is about and I understand like you might say it might be more peaceful,
Yeah.
but it is divisive in its nature, isn't it?
Yeah.
So like it's coming
Yeah.
and saying there is one position and the other position is sort of, let's say for a Christian example, if you want to follow the devil, that's where you're going, and there's this choice. But why is it that we can't face up to the fact that it is just divisive, but one of them has to be correct? You can't. I think the guy before Badu was saying you need to pick a side. You can't be a Christian and a Muslim because they're contradictory.
Yeah.
You have to choose one side over the other. But the fact that it's divisive is by its nature just what it is, and
Yeah.
that isn't something to be shied away from if you want to address the issues itself.
You're 100% correct, but I feel like, I guess my position is always, if your religion doesn't assist you in the life you're living now, I don't see the point. Go to the Bible in the book of James, right? It talks about religion is what? To help the widows and to give to the poor and things of that nature. Very practical. He took it away from the grace and believing in Christ, and not saying that he didn't believe that, but he made it practical in the now.
Yeah, but
because
that's a different question.
No, I know. I'm basically just trying to say to you that there are certain things, right, that your religion should assist you in doing. And today, and for the last 1,000 years or so, we've been interacting and moving and maneuvering in white supremacy. And the only thing the enemy sees is how we look. He doesn't care about my religious beliefs. He doesn't care about what I do in my bedroom or what I do in my living room. None of that. He don't care. He just cares about how I look and making it difficult for me to maneuver in the world, to maintain that dynamic. And all I'm saying is, if it is that our religious discussions will put me against you and you against me and both of us against Margs and Brent, what is the point? We will always be picked off. And this is why one of the reasons why I love Marcus Garvey. Because Marcus Garvey was a Christian. He was a Catholic, right? But within the UNIA, he had people like Muhammadu Salih, Muslim. You had people like Hubert Harrison, atheist. He didn't care because it was about unifying black people. And to this day, outside of the NOI, the UNIA is probably the most effective black organization we've ever had. You see what I'm saying? We put those things back. Let's unify and do something. You know what I mean? Like self-determination, economic self-reliance. But if all the time I'm saying, you know what, you're a black person over there, but there's a white person over there, I'm going to patronize the white Muslim over my black, or over a black Christian. What are we doing there? What are we doing
what's
there?
right though.
Huh?
You should do what's right. It should be about neither.
It should be about neither.
It should be about what is right.
What's right is us living. What's right is the quality of life. If there's no quality of life, what are we doing? What church are you going to? What time? Where's your tithes going? What are we doing? If there's no good quality of life, what use is any religious institution? What use is it? Do you get what I'm saying? So my thing is, we have to prioritize. Again, I'm not saying religion doesn't have its place. It most definitely does, right? But what I'm saying is, if it comes at the expense of us coming together against a common enemy who doesn't give a damn about our religious dispositions, then there's a problem.
It doesn't answer every question. It doesn't answer. It does, and again, like,
but it shouldn't give. It doesn't answer every question.
It answers specific questions.
100%.
That's why we have politics.
100%. It doesn't answer every question, but it shouldn't give us the wrong answers to relevant questions, important questions. Do you get what I'm saying?
Give an example.
Our unity. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it tells us we're all one in Christ.
But if I'm not in Christ, you're going to push me to the back and go out there 5 deep instead of 10 deep. You know what I'm saying?
No, just like a second ago, you're the widow, you're the poor people that I'm supposed to be preaching to you. I'm sent to you. So yeah, I have the grace of God as I see it, but I'm sent to speak to you. So that is unity that I'm trying to bring to you. But so to deny that would be a misrepresentation of my position, because I'm supposed to give away everything for you guys.
But you would only do it if I accept what you're saying.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if I come to you, Joshua, yeah, and I say, yo, we've got a common
It's your free will
out there.
As a Christian, it's just free will. I just preach the gospel and you can accept if you want.
Yeah.
As a Christian, that's just what we believe. Like, we not condemning you to hell. It's just we preach you the gospel. This is the good news. You can accept it or not. Like, we're not trying to send you to hell. That's just what gospel means, the good news.
100%.
No,
100%.
No. From the first dude just said, he said that man was going to hell because he was a spiritual. He said that man was going to hell.
Yeah, but Joshua was basically saying what you're saying, what Badu was saying, but just from the other perspective, that if you're not a Christian, then you're going to hell, sort of thing. I don't want to put words in his mouth, but I'm not trying to pin him down on that particular position. It's just me saying, I believe religion is a beautiful thing. It can assist people, and it assists people in different ways, right? And as long as it's doing something that's productive and good and brings about the unity and the forward movement of a particular community, culture, people, beautiful. If it comes at the expense of that, then we need to stop questioning certain things. We have to.
So wait a minute, the expense of black people you're talking about, right?
Yeah, because I'm speaking from a black perspective. Yeah,
exactly. So then, what unifies black people? If it's not religion, what unifies black people under one umbrella?
Our blackness,
culture,
our blackness.
What I'm trying to say is,
in America, it's culture.
There has to be a conductor, right? And the conductor that these guys are talking about is Christianity or Islam, right? So for black people, we need a conductor whereby we can unify under one umbrella and have a certain understanding and know what direction we're going in.
Yeah.
So I understand what you're saying. Yeah. It's under just blackness, yeah.
Yeah.
But if black people are not unifying under just that, what you're saying, that principle of being black, what is it that we do need to unify under to then move in the direction that we need to move in?
Well, I guess that's why you would, 100%. I guess you would then come up with an organization, you know what I'm saying, that I guess looks at the main priorities of people from these different belief systems, prioritizes those, looks at the things that we really care about in this life, things that affect our quality of life, how we can form our families, how we can, have access to certain things and perks in life, just to have a better existence. Those are the things you'll prioritize. Because if I say to you, how, what's going to happen to this person if they don't accept Jesus, you say they're going to hell. We may disagree, but if I say to you, do you like the way black people live in this country? We'll both be on the same page, both of us. You know what I'm saying?
How do y'all live in that country?
Huh?
How are black people living in that country? Because I heard you say white supremacists, white supremacy a bunch of times. So I really want to get into that. I want to know what is black life in. I don't know where you guys are located.
In the UK.
Okay, UK. Mm-hmm. What is black life like in the UK, and what does white supremacy look like in the UK?
I mean, that's a very. It will take a long time to explain, but the easiest way for me to say is just say it's similar to America. The black man is hated, despised, and subjugated all around the world. Different ways, but still the same enemy. White supremacy has various forms. In America,
You
you
have to
see
be white to be a white supremacist.
You know what I'm saying?
It's volatile in America.
Huh?
There are two different things. What happened? Who said what they said?
I was listening. He started talking while you were talking.
Cool.
I couldn't.
Yeah. So white supremacy will manifest itself in various different ways. It could be in the institutions, making it hard for us to get loans, start businesses. It could be different things. It could be international. Palestine, for example, colonialism, neo-colonialism, with Israel believing that they belong there. These men are European Jews, have no damn right to the country. No damn right. You know what I'm saying? But that's white supremacy showing its ugly head again in that particular way. China might do the same thing. So some people you don't have to necessarily be white to push the agenda of white supremacy. I believe to some degree we're doing it ourselves by allowing division to get in. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're doing it ourselves. It all goes back to the Willie Lynch letter. Same thing. You know what I mean? Soon there will be
propaganda.
A time. What's propaganda?
Willie Lynch.
In what capacity? What do you mean it's propaganda?
He's saying it didn't really exist.
You're saying the letter's fake?
Yeah, it didn't. Yeah. Like the things that they was writing down was for people to carry out. Like, this is what you do.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it never happened. It was just like, this is what you do. Basically, it was like they framed it as if it had already happened and people were moving like that.
Yeah,
they weren't. It was just like, this is what you do. This is how you get the white Republican from the South, and this is how you get the black man to stop voting Republican. So you do these certain things and emasculate them and all this crazy.
No, but you remember,
nonsense.
It wasn't necessarily about the Republican thing. It was more so about the division. The white man doesn't care what political party you belong to, as long as you guys are not unified. That's the misconception. It doesn't care what your religious position is, your political position is. As long as you black folk who have all the power and influence in this world are not on the same page, we're winning. That's all.
Don't you think that term is too broad?
Sorry, say that again?
It's just such a broad. Don't you think that term is too broad?
What term?
Supremacy, because you're not pinning anybody down. You're just saying it's very nebulous. It's almost meaningless because I don't know what you mean specific. Who are you talking about? Can you point this person out?
White
supremacy, or is this like a ghost?
Do you know what it is? It's
he said institutes, not persons.
Exactly. It's institutions. You know, it's replete in
and
every
if the institutes,
institution.
if the institutes are run by the so-called white man, then they're the ones who are in charge and that are creating all the madness over the planet, which they are, because it's obvious to see. Why wouldn't we be in the situation? Yeah, they have the power, right?
Yeah.
They have the dynamics to create the matrix that we're in, and we live within that matrix, and we roll with that order. So if you look at even down to the clothes that you're wearing, is that part of the matrix? I'm not going off topic here. I'm not going off topic
white
here.
supremacist matrix?
Yeah, I'm just saying in general, every little bit of your life, is ingrained in white supremacy. You like Moschino, you like Versace. Where does that come from? Before there was Christianity,
like an Italian,
but listen. Before there was Christianity, before there was Islam, what was there?
Who is speaking?
My name's Old Boy.
Old Boy.
Nice just know me as Old Boy, yeah.
Nice
First time caller, big up you, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate the call.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I just want to know, because what it is what he's saying is that black people, we've been enslaved by Arabs, right? First.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we was enslaved by the white Europeans, yeah?
Yeah.
The Arabs brought Islam and the white Europeans brought Christianity. Brought Christianity, right? So what was before Islam and what was before Christianity that united black people?
All right, then. Before Christianity and Islam,
yes, Anubis.
Black people globally weren't united. There wasn't a global, there wasn't a mass unification. No group has ever been just totally united like that. Even the whites, even the Arabs. Everyone's always had their internal conflicts, etc., etc.
Yeah.
So there was never that. But obviously, as black people, the thing that we were just we were master traders, and we was the trade hub of the whole world. That's what Africa was. You know what I'm trying to say? So we were just living. We never had this ideology of trying to take over the world and getting things under control, etc., etc.,
Okay.
etc.
Okay.
We,
Yeah.
we didn't live like that. We never had the desire to create a sword. We never had the desire to create a gun. We were just trading, fucking expanding, and that's just living. Our problem was we was living more well in the Egyptian times, and if we go all the way back, the ancient Egyptians, the problem was they was more so living for the past, and it was taking too long to advance society, then, so to speak.
But didn't they advance society when they went around the globe, when they went to South America, known as the Olmec, and then when they went to places like China, where there's big, massive pyramids that are stated back that day. Do you get what I'm saying? And also, it was in Iran as well, which is known as Samaria and places like that. Wasn't we educating the earth back then?
But what I mean by advancing society, or not in the sense of becoming more materialistic, it was done by the white people in a forced way where we went too far. But what happened is kind of we was taking too long to do it, so to speak. We was taking too long to do it. And obviously, things bigger than us needed that to go ahead. But anyway, back to the religion thing. As far as the religion,
So very quickly, yeah. Africa wasn't united, and you were all separate people that were just trading and doing all this stuff. But apparently, there's this superstructure called white supremacy that does this one thing that is a one single structure that is in agreement when they're just in a different geographical position, and there is no there's no example of unity between them. So now you're forcing this unity on them, calling it white supremacy when it doesn't exist.
Oh,
because these people didn't agree.
no, there is unity. No, right then. Say right then.
I second that emotion.
One at a time. One at a time, people, please. One at a time.
I got a meeting. I got a cut. I'm leaving like that. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
timeline would go like this then.
Just
you got ancient Egyptians.
Just so you need to come back.
You got ancient Egyptians doing their thing, building. They got this and the other. They're allies with the Greeks. Obviously, lots of people know ancient Egyptian had mystery schools, etc. They're teaching Greeks this and the other. The Greeks can't get into the mystery school because they ain't got no melanin, so they can't achieve a certain level of spirituality, whatever. The Greeks stabbed the Egyptians in the back with the Arabs, because Greeks and Arabs, white people and Arabs, to this day are still allies. If you check every country in the world, when they want a country to fall, who do they have problems with first? Muslims, like in England. We got this Islam problem. Europe, Islam problem, because it's on its way to falling. So they just put those people in so you can point the finger at them. But the puppet master at the top is the same. It's the same people anyway. But so they've done that to Egypt. The Egyptians have fled down into Lower Africa. Some have fled to Europe, wherever they've fled to. And these white people, these Greeks, they gave us the first white deity to worship is Serapis Christos. That's the first depiction of a white so-called Jesus. So no, Christianity didn't stem or start in Africa. It started from them. And when they came with their Serapis Christos, there was multiple rebellions, black people not following it, etc., etc. So that's who Christianity stuff to us. We never had Christianity in Africa. We never had Christianity anywhere in the world when it was just us doing our thing. We never had Islam neither. You know what I'm trying to say? We had spirituality. We believed that any living thing had a force and were interconnected. There was no
imagine
God. Exactly. And when we have all of this, like I call myself an Anubis. Yeah, we had gods and deities, but Africans never believed these were physical, real beings that they can talk to and will judge them and all of these different things.
Nature.
It's just it's just metaphor.
I agree with
we never had all of this.
I agree with a lot
And
of
that's what we need to get, and that's what we need to get back to, bro. And that's what I'm trying to say. That's what I was trying to say before. What came before? It's sorry.
Oh boy.
That's what we need to get back to, and that's how we join our blackness, by going back to the source of where it all began. We can't have Christianity. We can't have Islam, because that's where the confusion lies.
Wait. Sorry, I clocked out. So was he saying to go back to African spirituality?
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. See, I don't agree with you, old boy. You know, because everyone is, lack of a better phrase, everyone's too far gone in it.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying?
But that's what you just say. That's why you don't agree with me, bro. Because everyone's too far gone.
No, no.
And
That's not how I
and if
would.
everyone's too far
That's not
gone,
how I
if we can't
characterize
go
where
back-
my stance is.
I'm not saying. I don't mean it. I'm trying to find a way of just basically saying it's too.
You man tell me right because right then. Remember when Eritrea and Ethiopia was having their civil war or whatever they had going on back in the day?
Say that again.
Eritrea and Ethiopia.
Yeah.
When they was having their civil war.
Yeah.
That was all, what Iman Preston is one of the things that the soldiers did, because obviously some were Christians, some were this, some were that, some were Jews, I think some were Muslims. So what they decided was, whenever we come together, we're at the fireplace, drinking, doing whatever we're doing, we're not allowed to discuss, bring up religion.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's not a case of us.
All it does is bring division and stuff.
Exactly.
And then they would go and have, well, whatever you do in your house. It's, even me saying all of this, my right-hand man's Muslim. I tell him all the time that
there you go.
Nonsense. That's my boy, though. You can't do nothing.
I hear that.
Right in front of me. But between me and him, I'll tell him that I think his religion's nonsense. And we'll have
it's down to acceptance then. It's down to acceptance of your brother, right? And what he chooses to believe in. But we have to have that common denominator, which is our blackness, and unify underneath that. So you still can be Muslim, you still can be Christianity, as long as we all come together and say, you know what, this is Wagwan. We all need to jump on this ship and ride it all the way back onto Africa.
That's
When you have a conversation, you need to just be honest. Just say, yo, none of this, because the fact of the matter is you can't. It's all based on faith and my feelings, and I just believe it. Just because I believe it doesn't make it true, but it makes me a better person. Comfort, whatever it may be. But all of this, when you start acting like you know for a fact it's true and telling me about this angel, that angel, this talking donkey, that's when it gets ridiculous. So just use it for what you're using, what it's actually made for. Religion is a tool for spirituality. It's not something to be.
So, oh boy, where do you get your sense of morality from? Where do you get your sense of morality? If you don't believe in nothing and all everything is about feelings, where do you get your sense of morality? What makes you do good? Like, what is good? What is good in your eyes?
I'm a black West Indian British boy. Get me? I'm living in. Where am I living at the moment?
But what is good in your eyes?
I'm gonna get there. I'm living in Elephant Castle. Listen, I grew up in a Christian household. Yeah, my father's a Christian, and I speak to my father on a regular basis, but I don't debate him because I understand that he needs Christianity in his life, because that's what makes him a better person from the person that he used to be. So I don't necessarily judge him upon that. You're talking about where do I get my morality from and what makes me a good person?
Yeah, simple question. Where do you get your sense of morality? If we listening to the angels and stuff, where do you get your sense of morality? Because
it depends on what you. I don't know if you've ever seen an angel yourself. Yeah, personally, I've never seen it. I've never seen an angel, but I have discussions with myself. Right? You go through life, you have experiences, you live and you learn. You know how to treat.
So if you believe rape is good, it's good.
No, but this is what I'm trying to say. You're not letting me get there because you keep cutting me. But if I'm living life, and say if I have raped someone, let's just say, and I live within that rape, and I say to myself, this is what I want to do, then I'm of that deviant. I'm that kind of person that lives in that way. And a lot of those kind of people that do live their way, they're probably incarcerated or in prison. But if I go through life and I sold drugs, and I see what the drugs is doing to the community, and I turn around and say to myself, you know what? I sold that drug, and look at that person over there, how they're living their life, which we want to call a nitty today. I know for a fact, if I'm growing as a person, I know I don't want to do that to my community no more. So I look at life and I think, but why? Because within myself, I know that I'm doing wrong. I don't need God to tell me. Like I don't need something outside of myself to say, look, bro, you're doing wrong, or have a scripture to say, because it's innate. When you're going when you're a child and you do wrong, and then it's stated to you as doing wrong, you have a feeling, right? You have a feeling, you say, I did wrong. But we don't need necessarily a religion to do that, but some people do, and I understand that. But me, myself, I don't need a religion to do that, because I've been living through life. I see the experiences of other people, and I can learn from other people's experiences of how it's led them down a certain road that I know necessarily I don't want to go down. So I learn from life. I learn from nature. You get what I'm saying? I learn from other people to put myself in a situation where I've got my
all
child.
the other people? What if all the other people are doing these wrong things that they believe are right? Like it's no morality to that. Like if you have a religion or a ethos, you would know where your moral compass is. You will know what is right and what is wrong. If you leave it to moral arbitrarities, like, oh well, this could be right and this could be wrong. Like it's all up to you. It's all up to preference.
So are you talking
if
about Ten
everybody in
Commandments?
the world, so if everybody in the world just go off their preferences, everybody just doing what they want. Like
Are you talking about
it
the
end?
10 Commandments? Are you talking about 10 Commandments and having like set rules?
No, I'm
of
just
things
talking
that you
about what you just said. I'm summing up what you just said. I'm regurgitating it back to you amongst the world. If the world had your thoughts, if the whole world thought like you, where would we be?
Can I get some answer?
Go on, Kai.
My answer to that would be, as a child, you're not so clued up on right and wrong, but you know, because your parents would tell you off. And on top of that, you just have a feeling when you do something wrong. But as you get older and you have more understanding, my morality comes from not doing to people what I wouldn't like done to me.
To yourself, yeah.
It's as simple as that, really. If I wouldn't like that done to me, then I shouldn't be doing it to somebody else. But I also know that there might be circumstances where I have no choice but to do it. But that's just that circumstance. But overall, it's just don't do to other people what you wouldn't like done to you. You get me? It's
So
almost
what if I like being slapped up and stabbed and stuff? What if I like that?
I don't think.
Or if you
And
like
I
being
want
slapped,
everybody to do that.
Some people are like that, bro.
I'm trying to figure out. Where does it end?
Everyone's
Where
having
does it
their own.
end?
Everyone's having their own experience on this planet, bro. Do you know what I mean? You can't talk for other people in a sense like that. Do you get what I'm saying? Like if you want to turn around and say we all have to be robots and we have to go by this way, even in the Bible it says free will, right? Someone said that earlier. Free will, right? The American guy. You said we got free will. So we've got free will to be who we want to be. And then if there is a judgment at the end of that and you want to say it's God, then he's the person or she's the person who's going to judge us upon our actions and our experiences that we went through in life to then go on to the next level, which is either heaven or hell. I personally, I don't have a belief. I only deal with what I know. That's just me. You get what I'm saying? I can't talk for other people. At the end of the day, if you want to have a belief in something, that's fair enough. As long as you're doing good within your life and you're treating the people you treat the way you want to treat them well, that's good. And you're having good dialogue and having good conversation. You're looking to build and progress. But what's happening is what Iman is saying, as Black people, we're in a situation where we're not doing that. And we're separated. But everyone wants to choose their religion or choose whatever it is that over that. When we're in a situation where we're looked down upon, we're the downtrodden. You think Arab man really like us that tough? You think
that's fine.
Like us that tough? They don't really care about us.
Listen,
I don't know. In my society where I live, people love me and my kind. Like I don't know. It's different. I guess the world you living in.
You know your example when you said
everybody against you and you downtrodden and you oppressed. But here where I live, I'm not oppressed. And
all right, then, safe. That's absolute wild. But all right, then. You're saying that you like. Let's say you like to be slapped and stabbed. If you like to be slapped and stabbed, then what you should do as an adult is find other people who like to be slapped and stabbed, and then you guys can slap and stab each other.
Yeah.
But then the whole world would just be slapping and stabbing, and
No.
That's the point I'm trying to make.
Don't stop slapping and slabbing each other. It will just be you and other people who like to be slapped and stabbed. I don't, so I won't be doing it. You guys will be slapping and stabbing each other because that's what you like. So you can do that in a court.
But who's the stoppers? Like it's all subjective. It's all up to my preference.
We're not going to try.
I want to do what others want to do. Like we gonna do.
No, listen.
Good morning,
You're saying that, but that's not reality, and it's not realistic. That's
Come on. I really need to go. All right, guys, can I quickly ask a question to Leroy?
Big up Margs.
Leroy.
Yes, sir.
You live in America. You was co-signing when they said that white supremacy don't exist. right? You agree with that? You said.
I don't think it exists to the extent where it's like it's detrimental to all black people in America. Like it's you have certain.
Can you
You
expand on
have
that? Because
certain things,
we're not
but
American, and from the outside looking in,
Yeah,
we'll
totally.
say America's the
yeah,
home of
yeah.
white supremacy. So
Yeah, can you speak for Stacey
Nice
as well,
to
please?
know.
Huh?
No, just talk.
now,
I'll do it.
can you expand on that? Why you believe what you believe? Why you say that? Like you don't think it exists or it don't affect all Americans, all Black Americans, or whatever. Maybe.
Yeah, because shit, we got so many opportunities over here. I don't know. I don't see the oppression. You know what I mean? I don't feel it. Like on the news, they talk about all of the hogwash and the bullshit, but in everyday reality, I don't like. It's not affecting. It's not affecting us. You know what I mean? As a whole, like you do have these race hustlers that will spew this nonsense about
Race
white
hustler.
supremacy. Yeah, race hustlers, people that try to put whites against blacks and blacks against whites.
There's
Like
a lot of them.
it
Glad
in my
people,
They're just
this,
making coin.
glad people are listening to this. Please carry on.
huh?
Go on, Leroy.
Please carry on.
Yeah. So what
Also,
more do
I
need
picked
to
up on
expand
something. Yeah, when someone was talking about saying that like we got enslaved and taken over, and I heard you say, "Who's we?"
I said that.
What did you mean by that?
I said that.
I try to let it pass.
You said that?
Who, me? I said that. I think I did say that.
You did say that. I'm really
That
sure
was
I heard
me.
you say that.
That was
But I don't know.
was
I don't know what I
echoing.
was. I don't know what was. What we was talking about. I
To be
keep
fair,
saying
most
Rebecca.
people-
I keep saying Rebecca say DEI programs. DEI programs. Like we don't need DEI. I'm sorry. We don't need DEI, Rebecca.
Are you Republican?
He's free.
Nah, I'm American.
Come on.
I respect that. I respect that.
Yeah, you got to respect.
Good morning, Rob. Can't hear you.
Come on, Black
Hey,
Rob.
guys.
Yeah. You answered the call.
I just want to kind of back up Lira a bit. Like when people talk about more subjectivity, like if more is relative, morality is sorry, I can hear feedback. If morality is relative, then it's like you can condone anything. And no one lives like that. So that's why people that are atheists, or even if you're not atheists, if you believe in moral relativity, even though you believe it as a theory, no one lives it out in reality. Nobody does. Because if I said, like the example Leroy gave is that, if someone wants to rape someone, it's just a matter of perspective, really. Some people think it's good, some people it's bad. Who are you to tell them it's bad if they think it's good? Everyone will be up in arms in it because we know it's bad. So, but you have to think about everything like that if you believe in moral relativity, and no one believes that because there's certain things that we all agree are bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, but isn't that the reason why you would never get a situation where everyone does a bad thing and does it?
Yeah, but the thing
because
is,
it's dumb to do it.
If there's universally accepted bad, then we acknowledge that good and there are absolutes. And if there are absolutes, who decides what these absolutes are? If we're universally agreed,
It's the people. It's the people that recognize that life is sacred, and without life, the house I want to build will take infinitely longer. So it's best to have more people around me. You know what I'm saying? For me to have a community, I need children. So I need women around me. So I can't just kill them off because they're weaker than me. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just living life and recognizing certain things, and all of those things inform your decisions.
All of us live on this society and this system. Every day when you wake up, you go to work, you pay taxes. You're condoning that and letting it be known that you abide by the laws and you agree with the system you live under. So if you were to then go and do something that's wrong and against the law and against the social contract that we've all accepted, then that's just it. That's just it. As far as on a personal level, someone can do something that's morally wrong. It's not what's the word I'm looking for? It's not illegal. It doesn't harm anybody else, but it's just morally wrong. And that might be a blip in their character at that moment. It's not nothing to necessarily like hone in on and hold against them forever. You know what I'm trying to say? So
I'm not speaking to people's character. I'm just speaking to the fact that we innately know good and bad. So, and if we innately know good and bad, then that means that there must be a arbiter above us that dictates what's good and bad. Because if morality is either relative or it's objective, and it's objective, then there needs to be a lawgiver that dictates these objective moralities, or where are we getting it from?
From the people, man.
like what, for example?
It's the people. It's the reason
Like,
why the same God told you
it's the same. It's the
should
people.
eat.
Yeah, for example, yeah.
It's
All right then.
Say again.
If I was to do something like, let's say, for example, yeah, morally, the government are robbing us. We would say that's bad and it's not good, etc. And it so morally they're wrong in it for doing that. Would we all say that?
No.
So the government isn't wrong for making us pay high taxes, not paying us.
We make up the government. They're not lizard people, bro. They're actually just
I
citizens.
said the government. No. Listen, I didn't say lizard people. I said the actual government.
I'm just saying that they're just made up of citizens. But that's what I mean by saying that.
It's
We are the
just
government.
like
We make those up.
no. But what I'm saying is, that sounds good in theory, but most people that work would want cheaper taxes, but we don't have cheaper taxes. So clearly, we're not the ones making the decisions.
You picked the most grey area
for that, bro.
As an example. You picked the most grey area topic as example. When you're talking like governance stuff, it's like multiple people.
But I'm just saying though, I'm trying to use something of someone doing something morally wrong.
Yes, go to the individual base. That makes it strong.
Individual. All right, then I don't know. An individual lying to his wife that he was, I don't know. Let's say a man cheating on his wife. Yeah, morally that's wrong. She decides to stay with him. Now we're the ones that's wrong morally, us as human beings. As far as the higher power that you're referencing goes, maybe that higher power doesn't think it's wrong.
But wait. Remember, for Christians, yeah, the whole idea that we have is, yeah, and this is something that actually happened. A guy went to the top of a mountain and he came back with two tablets.
Wait, Anubis, let him finish. Because I want to
those two
interrogate
tablets
this.
was written the law. So the basis of what we believe was given to us. We didn't make it up and say spirituality and I'm gonna go out and it's the intention. Because one of the issues I have with Iman's argument of, well, I need kids and I need my kids to survive to have a family. But what about the other tribe though? Where does the value come in for them? Because if they want to oppress on you, what are you going to do at that point? If you're going to just say, well, as a society, because we have value, like we need to know. But what about those people that are going to now impress on you, innit? You have to have a higher standard of values than, well, as a society, basically, we need that doesn't really cut it in the real world. And again, just to fall back, as Christians, we believe that was given to us. It didn't come out of nowhere.
So Joshua, yeah. Sorry guys. Yeah, Joshua, can you expand on that question about thingy? Well, one second, Anubis. Yeah. Joshua, you know that question you said about another culture impressing on you. What do you mean? Can you be a bit more specific?
What you were describing works for you and your family, and how you can see value in that. So your whole stance seems to me, and I'm not trying to strawman you, is that what you should do is what works for you and your community.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
But now, what about a different community? So your value system works for you, but now how do you take into account a different community with a different set of values?
Take into account in what regard? Are you saying
in terms of your value system about what should progress? Because where does your harm principle come now into those people? Because you sorted out the harm principle for you and yours, but now where does the harm principle come for sort of a different type of society?
I guess it
you're
would
only
be
answering the question.
I guess if I'm understanding your question correctly, I guess it would be progression. I've said before, like to me, progression is my religion. If, for example, you can show me that how you do a particular thing is better than the way I do it, I will immediately drop mine. Immediately. Because what is the point?
The Bible.
Yeah.
Is that for the betterment?
I understand what you're saying, yeah, because that's what you believe, isn't it? But the reality is, some people don't believe it, and some people, where they are in the world, will say, "I don't think this works for me." You know what I'm saying? Because if you come to my land and you give me the Bible and I don't accept it, right? There will now be a fracture within the society that was not present because now you've arrived. Case in point, West Africa. Go to any of those tribes. They had their own homogenous way of seeing the world. They had their own cultures. Every tribe had their own language, rituals, folkways, mores, the way they would name their kids, the way they would bury their elders. Everything for them, unique to them, which came about through so many different factors, different responses to environment. You've now come along, proselytizing, telling me that yours is better than mine. Some people accept what you're saying to be true. Fantastic. But now there's a fracture. Do you get what I'm saying? And that is the beginning of the problems. You know what I'm saying? But if you came along, for example, and we learned that the thing that you introduced is better, not because of by force, but better, we could show and prove that the way you do this particular thing is better, then people will adopt it. And I think that's what happens in cultures. Unless those people reject it and it's at their own peril and they go and ostracize themselves and you find themselves suffering from different things. You know what I'm saying? Or just not progressing at the rate that you think they should be progressing at. Do you get what I'm saying? So
what you're
down.
describing is evangelism, though.
Is what?
Isn't that what
Is
evangelism
what? Is what did he say? Is what?
Where it's like, if you go to culture, show that what you're doing is better, then some people will adopt it. No one, no one today puts a knife to no one's head and says to be a Christian.
Sorry, say that again, Black Rob. You're cutting out a bit.
Because you said that you go to a culture, show them what you're doing, and the people that are interested will join. Isn't that what evangelism is, though?
Evangelism.
But he said by
absolutely
force.
Absolutely
That's
not.
what evangelism is.
No.
Especially Christian evangelism.
No. Idealistically, that's what the case is. Go to Congo, understand what evangelism did there. Because what we're doing, we're talking about ideals, right?
Okay.
Go to different countries in West Africa and see what evangelism did there. Go to South Africa and see what evangelism did there. See what it's doing there today. Because people are coming there with a particular moral guide, saying that the way these indigenous people are living is wrong. When you come there to tell me the way I'm living is wrong, you are a newcomer on this earth, you know. I've been here for thousands of years.
It's a cop-out? Sorry.
Go on, talk to
But
me.
the Bible has I'm gonna say records, but it has these stories of previous societies and how they move.
Yeah.
So I believe that if the evangelists come through and they see that these people are performing these things that they read in these books, and they say, "Oh, that's our Old Testament. We used to do that. Maybe we can help them grow. We used to live like that. We used to do that. Oh, I remember those signs. We did that before. I remember worshiping wood. This Bible just told me don't worship an idol." You know what I mean? Like we progress.
You see,
especially as a human.
I'll jump in quick. Do you
Don't
think
worship
it's a
idols.
cop-out?
No, I don't worship. I don't worship wood.
You just gotta ignore Brent.
Just so,
listen,
what you
guys,
saying?
I gotta go. I'm gonna have to watch this in the car. I gotta go prepare for a meeting and thing. No, seriously.
Do you think
Religion
it's
is
a
so
cop-out for
divisive.
me
You are forgetting we're all shapes, different sizes, religions from all over the world, but it's our blackness that united us and brought us here.
The black man is God.
Don't
You know what I'm
forget that.
saying?
Power to the people.
All right, Joshua, what were you gonna say?
Don't be able.
My question was going to be, is it a cop-out for me to ask you to show me where in the Bible it says that that's what they should be doing?
What is
The followers of Christ,
Yeah.
like Christians, is it a cop-out for me to turn on you and say, show me where in the Bible that it says that is what you should be doing?
I don't think I fully
Is
understand
that
what
a
you're
fair
saying.
question? Because you're saying to me,
Yeah. Go on.
all of these people have bought you the book and said, now you're subjugated and we're doing this in the name of Christ. And I'm saying to you, well, tell me where Christ told you to do that. Because this is a misrepresentation of
Christianity,
the biblical or Christian tradition.
What spread the good news? That's a misrepresentation. Whoa.
Misrepresentation.
That's the main objective of the Bible is to spread the good news.
So
the gospel. That's what it means. The good news.
So Joshua, are you basically saying, that I'm misrepresenting the Bible because I'm saying that when people came proselytizing, evangelizing, they were doing something contrary to what Jesus actually told them to do in the methods.
Yes, and I'm asking is it a fair question for me to ask you to show me where it says that? Because we have the book, we both have it.
Yeah, 100%. I guess it would be fair to do that, but at the same time, we have to look at this religion in practice. It's the very reason why certain people will say certain things about Islam, because most Christians have never read the Quran, but your perception of Islam is based on the Muslims that you see. Do you get what I'm saying? So in the same way, my perception.
I've read it.
All right, pick up. But you know, in the same way, I would look at certain missionaries and say, wait a minute, I see that you're giving more food to the person who accepted Christ yesterday, and not to the person who didn't and still refuses to accept Christ today. So do you get what I'm saying? I can see that you're using underhanded tactics. So instead of pushing Christ and being fair and being nice and living your life as a particular example, I see that you're showing favoritism here. Do you get what I'm saying? I see that you're doing certain things. So even though you're saying it's not in the book per se, right? Or in the book at all, people are spreading the gospel using particular things. Yeah.
Iman, there was this guy that I watched, and he said this thing about how if a pianist plays Mozart badly, whose fault is it?
The pianist, I guess.
Exactly. So Mozart's music is good, but the pianist doesn't have to play it well. Do you blame the person that's playing it badly, or the conductor, the person that created the music? So when you see a faith being executed poorly by people that profess to be the supposed to be the spokesperson, do you look at them like, oh, this is a bad religion, or do you go, this is a poor interpretation of a good religion?
I fully hear what you're saying.
So
but what if now I say to you, yeah, but you only like Mozart because of this bad pianist? So then I have to question how you even hear things, how your brain computes things.
And I agree with you. So what happens is that, and this is happening to this day, you get all these false preachers bringing people into faith with bad doctrine, but then it's on you as a believer to be like, let me read the book myself, because I read it myself. I can point out like, yo, that's not sound doctrine. That's not. But a lot of people, they use their whether it's their imam or their pastor as their conduits to their faith. So then if they get funneled rubbish, they have no connection to the source to dictate whether they've been told nonsense.
Black Rob, can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question, Black Rob?
Yeah, go on.
Explain this for me, please, because I don't think no one's interpreting the Bible wrong and using it for evil. They're using it for what it was created to be used for. Tell what this means in Colossians 3:22. Slaves, obey your earthly masters in everything, and do it not only when their eye is on you and to curry their favor, but with sincerity of heart and reverence for the Lord.
Yeah, so there's so there's an Exodus Bible passage that actually counters that.
One though.
So what that says is that you have to also understand the context with each book, because there's 66 books and they're written by different people. There's lots of Bible passages that tell you what not to do, but they say, I know you're not going to listen, so this is how you should conduct yourself. So for example, wait, I'm giving you a long form answer, but I'm answering this question. The Bible says do not divorce in one part, but then it also says, but if you're going to, then these are the situations where it's kind of permissible. The Bible also says slavery is wrong, but then he also goes, but if people are going to have
a slave,
if you're going to have indentured servitude, which is different to today's slavery, the chattel slavery and indentured servitude was very different. The people that were in debt that would end up living with the people that, like, there's different types of slavery, and chattel slavery, which is the modern day slavery. We're using our 2020 eyes to look at the book and think, oh, they're condoning slavery. But when 99% of slavery back then was indentured servitude. So if someone owes you money and they can't pay you, they'll live with you and they'll become like your servant until they paid off their debt. But you still have to treat them well. That's what I was saying.
Okay, that's nothing to do with what I just asked you, though.
Go on, what are you asking?
You did say something about slavery or something, right?
It says in everything, do what's right, not only when their eyes are on you, but do with sincerity and reverence of the Lord. That's what it says. It doesn't say nothing about indentured servitude. It doesn't say nothing about the context and the this, that, and the other. That right there.
What are you reading? What's the book and verse?
What's the question you're asking then? Because you made the statement. What's the question?
That means, because what I just read out and asked you about is something that actually took place and happened to us as a people. That what I just read from that book is something that was taken and placed and used us.
Hey, what's the book and verse? I really can't hear. I really can't understand what you were saying. What's the book and verse?
Colossians 3:22. Slaves, obey your earthly masters in everything.
Hold up, slow down. What's the word? What's the first word?
Colossians.
What's the word?
Colossians.
Oh, Colossians. Okay, this is when they spoke with the kings. Okay.
everything and do it not only when their eyes is on you and to curry their favor, but with sincerity of heart and reverence for the Lord.
Who's saying that?
And the
Who's
next thing is
who's making that
He don't
statement?
know. He don't know. He just reading.
No, no,
I'm
don't
asking
do
what
that.
316?
Don't do that. Ask. Don't do that. I don't want to do
You
all
said
the extra stuff.
316?
Who made that statement?
I did.
Oh boy, 316?
No, in the Bible, bro. Like,
I don't
who are
know
you
who made the
reading?
statement. I don't know who
Yeah.
made the statement. Just you tell me who made
In
the
the
statement.
beginning, he's talking to slaves, yeah. And at the time
Yeah.
of the New Testament, these are Christians who are under Roman occupation. So he's telling people that are living as slaves how to act. Because this is the thing I think people seem to miss, yeah. This is a book that's talking about a historical context. It's not a fairy tale like people want to say it is. These are like historical accounts of things that are happening at the time. That's why they mention certain kings and what places they're controlling. That's why certain names come in. So this is not an unrealistic book that doesn't know how
Christians
corrupt
were never
people are.
slaves to
Where
Rome.
there's
Christians were
conquest, there will be
One second,
slaves.
one second.
So it's telling you how to act whilst you're in that scenario. And if you're in the
No,
other
wait,
scenario,
it's really hard to act in a scenario if you were a slave, but you're not, even though you're not a slave. So if you were a slave, this is how you should act, even though you're
so
not a
what you're
slave.
applying it
Christians
to
were
is something that happened like over 1,000 years later anyway. So this guy is talking to somebody within his lifetime who may become a slave. These are people under Roman occupation at the time. So again,
Yeah.
and again, if we want to go into the Old Testament,
listen,
this is thousands of years
Old
even before
Testament
that.
help is even better if we wanted to go to the Old Testament. But the bottom line is all of everything that you're going to say is going to come out convenient, yeah, for the belief of the book. But when we come to
That's how it
reality,
works, isn't it?
Now you read one passage. You read one passage out of a chapter that
See,
is
he
very complex.
he wasn't expecting a rebuttal.
Yeah, Anubis, that's a
This is
bit
what they
cheeky,
call hard
man.
of heart, where it's like you've already come to a conclusion. It doesn't matter what anyone was gonna say. You'd already decided that we were wrong. So
Yeah.
no, because the reason is because that book just says, and what I just asked you about is something that
He
happened, and
explained
that
it to you, bro.
black people. No, you explained it, but your explanation doesn't actually like make any sense. You went around corners and said, "Yeah, but we're looking at it through 2020 eyes." I'm not looking at nothing through 2025 eyes.
But
I'm
But you
not.
trying to tie it to
And then who is
200 years
who is
ago.
the we then?
Trying to tie it
I
to
gave you
200 years ago slavery.
we gave you a contextual
Huh?
explanation for it, and you just it
No,
went over your head.
can create a contextual explanation for it as well. You know, I can
Sorry,
I can
Fonz
create.
already. Sorry,
I
Fonz,
can-
Paul was in Rome.
when you sorry, let me just when you say we, who do you mean?
We what?
The Christians.
When you say it happened to us in history, like when you're referencing this thing about slavery and how it's wrong, who is the we that you're referring to that it happened to us?
Black people. What I just read is something that's specific.
Oh, okay, cool. But if we go to the context of that, it's not talking about black people. So you're applying
white
this
people.
now to them.
Is that what
Because
you're
it's not
applying,
even-
Anubis?
Forget the white people. I'm just saying it's talking to people around
Sorry, what?
Jerusalem and the Middle East, North Africa at the time. That's who the context of the people is. That's where
What I'm
that was
saying-
written and that's when that was said.
What?
So now you're applying it to something else. That seems a bit.
I'm applying it to the people that it happened to. It didn't happen to white people. You're saying it's warning white people and telling them if it does happen to you, this is what you should do and how you should act. Cool. It didn't happen to them though. It happened to us.
It did. It happened to everyone in history, boss man.
Yeah, Nubis,
Yes,
he didn't say
everybody,
he didn't say white people. You know,
I didn't either. Like I really didn't.
Yeah, like Josh was basically saying what's happening there, right? Is happening or happened at a real time. This is Paul writing to the Colossians, right? And
What
telling
I'm
them
saying
how
is in real
to
time-
maneuver
in
at
real
that time.
If
One
we go
second,
back-
old boy. Let him get it off. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, all he's basically saying is, this is what I guess was happening at that particular time. This is how you should move. We're under Roman occupation. You're a slave right now, or whatever it may be. This is the position that you're in. You've accepted Christ. Let's think of the best ways to maneuver so that we can preserve our belief system, but also just be favorable. Just to maneuver. It's just you know what I'm saying. It's just
cool.
yeah.
What I'm saying is, it's a story of what happened to black people is a reality.
Yeah, but what's that? But
Bible is
what's
a reality.
That,
But
why
archaeological evidence.
guys, one at a time, guys. But Anubis, when you're saying when you're saying it happened to black people, what are you talking about though? Because like, what's the Colossians verse got to do with black people?
All right. What happened to black people? Black people were taught, as slaves. While we were slaves, we were taught, exactly what that doctrine just said.
Okay.
You know, it was the Christians that like were the ones that banded
As black
together.
people, that happened to us. We was taught, obey your earthly masters.
Yeah.
As black people,
I think I understand what you're
in
saying now.
I
slavery,
get what you're saying. Yeah. So
white people weren't taught that. We was the ones taught that obey your earthly masters.
yeah, but you can't say
Try
that
and
white.
get
You definitely can't say white people weren't taught that. That's not true.
That-
But
All right,
also,
okay, then.
but I
Okay.
guess, but I do get what you're saying that during slavery.
No, all right then. You know
Right.
when you said that I can't say what people weren't taught that, you might be right because everybody was taught that. Once you're a Christian, you're taught that. Okay, cool. But I'm saying,
you're
as a
obeying
slave,
you're obeying your earthly
as
master
a
now. You pay your
slave,
taxes. You pay your taxes.
yeah.
Yeah, so it's basically saying you can still be a rebel without having to like take a hammer to the system. Like right now we're subject to the crown. We're subject to the HMRC. We're subject to. Do you know what I mean? So it has multiple applications. This.
No, it can do, but what I'm saying in reality, as slaves, us black people were slaves. In reality, we were slaves, and in reality, we were told, obey your earthly
So
masters.
he's saying the slave masters basically took the Bible,
Yes,
read
exactly.
that verse in order to basically keep
control
them on
blacks,
the
yeah.
That's
Have
it.
you heard of the slave Bible though? The slaves Bible, where they took out certain books and chapters because then all the stuff that told them that went against slavery, they took out.
Yeah.
So this goes.
Yeah, it goes back to the point where you're saying you're using this
Was there
particular
slavery
thing
in the
the wrong
UK?
manner. I mean, this is a
talking
circular
about we've got active-
debate. Come on. I need to go.
Was it slavery in the UK?
No,
I'm gonna look.
not really.
guys. All right, guys, we need to wrap up. Yeah. I wish Joshua can.
He needs to come back tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay, Joshua.
Because that's crazy.
Yeah, we need to hear.
He said white supremacy doesn't exist and he just duck out.
Yeah, exactly. We need to hear your views on white supremacy tomorrow, Joshua. You gonna call up? Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'll be there, bro.
That's a threat. All right, thank you very much everyone for contributing.
Yeah, man. Thanks, guys.
Blessings, everyone.
This is what this is for.
Cheers, bye.
This is come on, educated people.
Good talk. Good talk.
And the American as well.
Mm-hmm.
He's educated, but you have the American as well.
All right, people. I think we're gonna go into what the wrap up. Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
All right, disconnect. All right. Let me take up this Discord thing. Yeah, all of this is gonna become so much better when we make our announcement.
True indeed.
I'm telling y'all.
All right, people. We've had a great show, man. I was gonna say a hell of a show, but
Very spirited.
that's not good. Yeah, exactly.
That's a hell of a show. You talk to man.
We've had a heaven of a show. We spoke about Rachel Reeves making new welfare cuts in a spring statement. She's going to be speaking about her, or at least delivering her spring statement today. So either tomorrow or Friday, we're going to go into that. We also spoke about Trump and intelligence chiefs playing down this whole situation with the journalist who was included in their group chat. We spoke about Keir Starmer also appointing Rishi Sunak's wife as a trustee of one of the UK's top museums, the V&A Museum. We spoke about Burundi's president exposing and saying that he has credible intelligence that Rwanda is planning an attack on Burundi. Horrible news. I hope he's wrong. We also spoke about the assisted dying bill, which is in doubt at the moment. Well, at least people are saying it's in doubt. Why? Because they believe the rollout, well, it's been said that the rollout will be delayed or could be delayed until at least 2029. We spoke about the newborn baby who was found dead in a bag outside Notting Hill Church. And we spoke about Bitcoin and basically a guy called Philip Walton and him having a company that set up a Bitcoin mine in Zambia. And we spoke about Russia and Ukraine basically finally reaching some sort of agreement to stop all the military strikes in the Black Sea and ensure safe passage for commercial shipping. And of course, the main part of the show was the amazing topic that we had. Do we really believe in God? If it is that race, culture, class, religion still separate us. Of course, we went into other things and you amazing people called up, you know what I'm saying, engaged with some amazing perspectives, amazing knowledge, amazing opinions. Big up all of you, big up you guys in the chat as well. We didn't have the chance to call up, but we're still keeping the chat moving. We appreciate it, man. And tomorrow, you know what? We might as well just make the topic of the day about white supremacy.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? So as soon as we start, Joshua, we want to hear your opinion.
With, little,
Yes.
what's it called?
With
Rabbits?
these.
Rabbit ears?
Yeah, those.
Yeah.
What are they called again?
Around them. I don't know what they're called. Around them.
But yeah, man. Appreciate you guys. We'll be back tomorrow, 8 o'clock. Like and share the video, man. Like and share the video. We're on the road to 10K subscribers. Like and share the video. Appreciate it.
What's happening at 7 p.m., man?
7 p.m, of course, guys. This ain't the only show you're having today, you know.
Nah, man.
Community service. We're going to be back 7 p.m. We have an amazing family member.
Come on.
You know what I mean? Leading the show.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? Dr. Amani, who we love and respect.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? Again, to be fair, you don't have much time. But if you've got like 1 or 2 episodes left, watch Adolescence. It's going to be based on adolescence.
Hella spoilers.
You know what I'm saying? It's going to be exactly hella spoilers, man. You know what I'm saying?
But man, I want as many people to jump on Discord to give us your takes, your takeaways from the actual series. It's definitely not just going to be led by Dr. Mine. I know that's what you said, but I want as much people asking particular questions based on the themes in which it is that we're going to lay out. But please do not come here thinking you're not going to get spoilers. It's going to be laden with spoilers. And we have a surprise guest coming through. Dr. Mani's bringing somebody along. But you'll see this evening. You'll see this evening. Obviously, Esther's going to be there, God willing. You know, Ed's going to be there, God willing. Ramsey's going to be there, God willing. You know, Gigi's going to be there, God willing. It's going to be a packed house. I have to look for chairs.
It's going to be good, man.
For chairs.
It's going to be good. But yeah, in the spirit of what we're talking about today, man, let's not let religion divide us.
Impossible. Not at TMB.
Let's not let religion divide us.
Not
Not
at
at TMB. You know what I'm saying? Show respect. And on that note, shalom, Shevarim people. Agape love to my Christians. Assalamu alaikum.
All of that.
You know what I'm saying? Love, man. Peace.